seeking suspicion. Now I am here on the shore. If you can't bite the bullet down, what will you do? Where will you turn when it burns? When they're coming to get you. If you can't bite the bullet down, what will you when you don't trust yourself to be careful.
Brother. This thing even working? All right. Everything's late because I have a life. All right. But I like doing this because it's fun. Let me get... I don't even have my chat pulled up, so, you know. Thanks. Let's see. It's all good. Nobody's here yet. This is perfect. Because we need to do a little house cleaning. You need to clean up these tabs a little bit. Dude, we're going crazy today. The world is going crazy. We're gonna go like straight to all right. What will you do here? Dude, what a crazy day, dude. What a crazy year. crazy month. It's literally been back-to-back W's, dude. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Let's see. We're going to do some highlights. We're also going to go through the actual video itself a little bit, the actual stream itself. The Crucible. Am I really logged out? Brother. What's going on here? Okay. Oh my gosh. Conspiracy. Dang, we're going crazy.
That's right up there with.
It's kind of gay. Yeah, we're catching up. It's a little bit of a hectic start today because there's just so much going on. There's so much going on. I had to work today and I got most of it. I got most of the debate. Like bits and pieces while I was at work. I got to watch some of it. So obviously I want to go back and like actually watch it. And then I want to go through some clips. Some of the highlights. Good time, dude. Mostly from what I saw, it was a little bit of a beating. I wouldn't say it's one of the worst ones. I mean, I'll give Candace credit. She, from like a, especially from like a pure debate, you know what I mean? Just analyzing the debate. She didn't do poorly. I would say it's like a 70-30 split. I would say overall, Andrew won the debate. Still pretty clearly won the debate as far as like optically, rhetorically, the position defended and then not defended by Candace Owens. So, but she did manage to get herself a couple little clips in there. Honestly, I feel like I'm saying the same things that I said about Rachel Wilson versus Not So Erudite whenever I covered that the other day. And it's pretty similar. It's only different in the sense that like theirs was definitely clearly more one-sided. Like it was maybe like a 80-20 or like a 95-5 or a 90-10. But she did an okay job of still landing a couple points while really just clearly losing the debate overall. But this one was a little bit better performance against the Wilsons. And I know I'm biased, but it's like I'm also just a fan of debate too. So if a person can hold their own, or you know what I mean, I'll give them their flowers. I'll give them their dues. But I don't really see that from the other one. This one was pretty good. It was very like, oh, it was hard. It was hard to watch. I mean, I was at work, so thankfully I was distracted, but I feel like I'm going to be beating my head into the wall if I watch all of this. So I really want to try to skip through and see some of the parts that I didn't get to see, but let's see.
You're trying to sell a company.
What is he talking about, dude? PBD, dude. My boy PBD. Bro, I had some funny tweets. That was pretty good, dude. We were kind of popping off a little bit today. This was my favorite, you know? Can I just see my profile? Here we go. I'm gonna repost I repost myself. I'm gonna like myself, bro. Let's see. I thought this was funny. How many farts do we think Patrick Bet David had ripped through the whole debate? I think first of all, this is a legitimate question. People think this is a joke. I mean, it's funny, but it's honestly, I mean, dude, you're sitting in the room for, dude, like 3.5 hours, 4 hours, dude. When I went on Tim Pool, we were on there for hours, dude. I definitely let a couple rip. So I even got up and went to the bathroom because I was a little gassy. And that wasn't the one I was thinking of. Oh yeah, that was kind of funny. Yeah, right out the gate, dude, we were getting the oh shit face from Candace. That was pretty funny. And then this was my favorite part, I think, which I only got to see parts of this, and I was laughing my ass off. But she was mad that Andrew was basically doing to her what she did to Nick Fuentes. She was doing like the highlight reel. They're like, did you ever say this? Or like, do you think, what's your position on this? And then she'd be like, oh, well, whatever. And then he'd be like, oh, really? Because here's his clip. That was so good. So good.
And say, yes, I 100% believe Tyler Robinson did it.
Oof.
That right there is why it is impossible for me to think that Erica Kirk is not complicit somehow. Because what?
Those two thoughts actually don't even follow. How would it be the case that even if Erica Kirk did believe that Tyler Robinson was 100% responsible for the death of Charlie Kirk, let's say she believed it with every fiber of her being, believed all the evidence, because she did. She just actually did. Would it then follow that somehow she's complicit in his death?
I didn't say complicit in death. You added those two words.
Okay, it's what's she complicit in?
It's like, it was such like middle school level tactic. It's like somebody like walking on the jungle gym and they're like, oh, I almost fell. And then you're like, oh, I wish that you did. And you're like, I wish that I did what? You wish that I fell? Oh, well, no, you added that last part about falling. Like, I didn't say that. Like, come on, dude. What are we even doing?
Following this narrative that Tyler.
What are we in elementary school?
Chopping up clips, like I said.
We're playing on the seesaw.
What does that mean? What does complicit mean?
We are showing a clip of her on Barry Weiss, which I can't remember the date that she did that interview. And Erica, when she is, are you do you
little spackling water. So that was pretty funny. I'm glad that happened. I'm glad that Candace got a little taste of her own medicine there. She got the old best of the highlight reel. All right, let's see here.
See that too.
Wonder if we need to play this.
Okay, so we're officially live. Candace, Andrew, good to
I still have
sit
that
down
playing.
here with you, talking to you guys about the conversation that I think started with you being on Joe Rogan when you said, hey, I'm offering $300,000. And for the audience watching this, you have to know when you see this final product, there's a lot of stuff that happens behind closed doors. There was still communication till midnight, even some of the stuff this morning. Like it's like you're trying to sell a company. It's the last 24 hours that the deal doesn't work out, but kudos to the both of you guys that you made it work. The topic of discussion today, how this got prompted is... And
honestly, dude,
overwhelming.
I legitimately thought she was going to back out of this debate altogether. I did not think she was going to do it, to be fair.
Evidence that Tyler Robinson shot and killed Charlie Kirk, and Candace your position was he's a patsy. Tyler Robinson is a patsy. So, of course, we'll talk about a lot of different things, but that's kind of how the whole thing got started. For the audience watching, I think this is truly for three different people. Number one is anybody out there that loves Charlie, respects Charlie, his legacy, what he did. We have a lot of love and admiration for what he did. He changed the lives of many people, young men, young women. You worked with him for many years. You guys were friends. You've said a lot of good things about Charlie, respectful towards him. You guys may have disagreed on some things, but you had a lot of respect for him. The second audience is the folks out there, you that's watching this.
Me.
So
He's talking about me.
You've been wanting something like this to take place. And
I have.
Andrew for coming out and saying, hey, I want to have this conversation, and for Candace to accept it. So you have the ability to say, I agree.
He's talking about me. He's talking about me.
Stuff that you're doing online, and if you want to see more of these things, any of the three channels, subscribe to him, The Candace Show.
Okay, no, we're good on that. Everybody shut up.
Great Joe Rogan that started this conversation,
And I got to see most of Andrew's opening statement. I think this is really
very convincing. That's
that.
and what I mean by overwhelming is I just find it very convincing. That's
he did say that from the outset. That's pretty good.
Overwhelming evidence. So I have a brief opening statement. On September 10th, 2025, Charlie Kirk was murdered. Many of you already know a lot about the events which occurred after Kirk's death. You remember the ghoulish laughter, celebrations, and madness we saw from leftists all over, from TikTok invasions, debates, posts on social media, destruction of memorials, and things like this. Within weeks of Kirk's death, a cottage industry began to form, peddling various alternative theories on how he died. What special interest may have killed him, what nations were involved, and was our own government one of them? Because this was the first nationwide traumatic event in Gen Z's lifetime, the demand for answers was severe and palpable. The leading theory from the conspiracy verse is that Israel worked with the United States government to murder Charlie Kirk. Within a day or two of Kirk's death, Ian Carroll claimed that Israel killed Charlie Kirk. And the conspiracy caught on like wildfire.
It was quick.
This theory was built on one misleading piece of evidence. That in his final days, on or around September 8th, Charlie sent a text message reading, "Jewish donors play into all the stereotypes. I cannot and will not be bullied like this, leaving me no choice but to leave the real cause." This was sent in the context of a platforming dispute regarding Tucker Carlson. From this scintilla of misleading information, it was speculated that Israel killed Charlie Kirk because he would have successfully opposed the Iranian war.
We're not going to watch the whole thing probably, but I did want to watch a couple parts.
Fun conspiracy theory. I like them. But there is no evidence that Israel actually killed Charlie Kirk. And if Candace...
That is the one thing that sucks about... I knew this was going to happen, though, too, but I'm like... Everybody did the live... Everybody just sniped it while it was happening and did the live reacts because they just realized how many people were going to be tuning into this. That, like, everyone's watched it. Everyone that's... paying attention has probably already watched it. So, but that's fine. I got to watch like 2/3 of it because I was at work. So I was like tuning in and out. So, but that's okay. So I get to watch the parts that I didn't get to see, go over some of this, and then give my 2 cents.
Has some, I'd like her to actually show it to me. I'm open to suggestions, but it
never happens.
There is, however, tons of evidence that a leftist killed Charlie Kirk, just as Charlie feared they would. I believe Charlie Kirk, and I have the receipts. No, I didn't have a dream where he came to me and told me that the left killed him. No, he didn't come to me a dream and say, Candace Owens betrayed him. That never happened. In fact, I don't need dreams of any kind because I hold in my possession never before seen messages from Charlie Kirk to his security team on September 9th, 2025. I'm going to share the message with you today, which is the first time this information's ever been publicly revealed. On September 9th, Charlie's security team wrote to him, yes, law enforcement has been fully supportive and agreed to a security plan and posture. Tomorrow's event will be covered by both my team and the campus PD. If additional support is required, patrol units will be available. I have 11 on site. Charlie responded with this, okay, great. Remind them that they are there for one person's security only, because I'm somewhat worried the left is trying to kill me. That was a message sent September 9th. Whatever could he have meant by that? Well, I think he meant exactly what he said. that he was worried the left was going to try to kill him. Now, we'll discuss this more later on in the debate, and maybe I have more never-before-seen evidence that exposes just how wrong and, in my opinion, idiotic many of these conspiracy theories have been. But that's what happens when you rely on what's called the evidence of the gaps. In other words, they don't have evidence, they seem to just make up evidence. And what did they make up? Well, in my opinion, kind of whatever lined the pockets. And I think it's ghoulish to profit off of the death of a good man. But we came here today to debate, and so let's get to it. The debate topic today is 1, my belief that there's overwhelming evidence that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk, and 2, Candace's belief that there's overwhelming evidence that Tyler Robinson was a patsy and didn't kill Charlie Kirk.
Sucks.
In sum, the audience is going to decide who has more evidence supporting their theory. My theory is that the state is correct that Tyler Robinson is the killer, at least based on evidence so far, and Candace's theory that Tyler Robinson is not the killer.
All right, we did our
Patsy
plugs.
set up by the feds. To be clear, this is not a question of reasonable doubt. If it was reasonable doubt, and that's all it was, and that's all Candace was proffering, I wouldn't even be here having the debate with her. It's fair to have doubts, as the trial has yet to occur, and the state hasn't even begun to try to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. But Candace makes a more forceful claim. She claims that there's more evidence that Tyler is not guilty
Oh, shoot.
and was set up as a patsy than there is for the state's case. And I just think that that's absurd. And she will not be able to demonstrate that in any way. In fact, she has almost no real evidence at all of her theory, whereas my theory is supported by compelling witness testimony, physical evidence, multiple confessions, all of which are independently compelling, but which are even more convincing as each piece of evidence corroborates the others. You'll notice the term overwhelming was included in both theories. This is because Candace demanded I defend my use of that term, which I think is fair, in describing the evidence against Tyler Robinson. She, on the other hand, only wanted to defend her theory as merely viable.
How do I
Until
share this
she
link?
said she believed
Didn't even know you were on YouTube. Nerd, thanks, man.
was supported by overwhelming evidence.
Oh, really? Yeah, Grumple, I switched. I stopped streaming on Twitch because I just hate it over there. Everyone's gay and retarded, and it's just boring. It's just a big. If Asmongold can't make it on Twitch, nobody on the right is making it on Twitch. Bail.
She agreed to defend that position. Regardless.
Oh shit! Is that true? Wait.
Overwhelming evidence on our side, so it's worth defining that term. When I say the evidence against Robinson's overwhelming, what I'm saying is that I mean that as of
That's a
right
tough
now,
choice, though. To be fair to Andrew, I mean, that's like a tough
I
choice.
see almost no evidence at all. In
I would
I
would probably go Alice in Chains, too.
Things that could merely be
I understand that.
possible. Dreams, vibes, feelings, things like this. Almost done, by the way. I have no problem defending this.
Nice,
case.
dude. Yeah, I just went through and posted them all.
She would like, but if I'm honest, the reason I was willing to pay the $300,000 for this debate was to find.
Dude, it was good to meet you
For
in
some,
person, dude.
Candace be held
I kind of thought you were a big old
theories and claims she's been making.
fucking mountain man kind of guy.
Indistinguishable from a leftist operation. She couldn't be doing more damage to the right if she were trying. She uses her considerable platform to relentlessly attack one of the most influential conservative outreach organizations for young people. And she's making a mockery of the online right-wing commentary class. She's harming Republicans in an election year by dividing them. She's attacking the very organization Charlie spent his life building. And she's attacking the people he loved, including his wife. And it cost me $300,000. But today, I hope that she finally answers.
Yeah, is Lecture Fan still going over there? That's crazy. It's I mean, look, dude, it's actually, I was going to say, I don't know enough about his musical taste to know 100% for sure, but it seems appropriate. It depends on the day. I don't know what I mean. I feel like they're pretty damn even, but there's some Alice in Chains songs that just slap, dude. That I just, if I had to choose one forever kind of deal, that's kind of how I'm looking at it in my head. Like, which one of these, if I had to pick one forever and I couldn't listen to the other one, I guess I would go Alice in Chains. That's the only way to make a clear decision for me. But doesn't stream much anymore either. It does terrestrial. Nice. Oh, Lecture Fan, dude. I like Lecture Fan.
Thank you, Andrew. Candace?
Did you get it out of your system?
I did.
Okay. Good.
What? She went right away as though like he was like pretty chill in the opening. I did hear that, and I was like, I heard most of his opening even when I was listening at work, and when she made that quip, I was like, did I miss something? Like, was he saying something? Did he like say anything correct? I mean, he really didn't. So I don't know if she just maybe she had that preloaded. She had that loaded just in case he said something. And then when he kind of was just like doing his opening, she's like, well, I already planned it, so I'm just gonna say it anyways.
I'm not going to waste time with the preamble because I think I just want to get to the substance of the debate, and we'll just speak to the audience. I've obviously had an audience.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
covering this case, people know that there was.
I like Godsmack, but yeah, if I really had to pick, it would definitely be Alice in Chains.
Diminishing the pursuit of something that makes sense regarding what happened on September 10th. By throwing it to this is just people who are conspiracy theorists. These are people who are just trying to generate clicks. I don't think that people.
Yeah, this whole thing, when she said this at the very beginning of her, she's basically like, well, I'm not gonna like. It's funny because she does sort of take the time that she would take to make an opening statement and just like say a bunch of random stuff. No, Grumple, I watched it. I was tuned into it at work, but I didn't quite get everything, so I was like in and out. So I kind of know some of what happened, and I've seen a bunch of clips too. So I kind of know the meat and potatoes of it. So you're not going to spoil anything, but I kind of know that already. And then yeah, I heard both opening statements. There wasn't anybody. I didn't have anything to do for a while, like right at the beginning of it, which was good. So I was like, okay, cool. I got to hear both their opening, and I thought that was kind of gay. That she's like, I don't need an opening statement. We can jump right into it, and then just makes an opening statement anyways. It's just a bunch of prattle and random like nonsense.
That sounds great. Well, I'm not going to waste time with the preamble because I think I just want to get to the substance of the debate, and we'll just speak to the audience.
All right, hold on. Let's time, because I was curious to know this. I'm not going to waste time with the preamble. At 26 minutes.
In this case, people know that there was a personal friendship between me and Charlie. And diminishing the pursuit of something that makes sense regarding
diminishing the pursuit of something that makes sense. That's like a Kamala Harris line, isn't it? Diminishing the pursuit of something that makes sense. It's like a what did she say? What was Kamala's like tagline? What has been the history of what has been?
It's to this is just people who are conspiracy theorists. These are people
now it's gonna,
who are just trying to generate.
It's gonna bother me.
I don't think that people should be satisfied by that. I want people to remember that it's important to think. We've been lied to by the government a great many times over, I mean, just the last couple of years, if you just think of the things that we've learned about our government. And I do want to say this. What's the most disturbing element, I think, for everyone is that not only does the narrative not make any sense, which I'm going to demonstrate, I don't need to waste time with the preamble going through the points or trying to insult you or pretending that I've been running a podcast saying it's just dreams and vibes like I'm Miss Cleo. And that's the reason why it's taking so many influencers. It looks like $1 billion industry of influencers to dispute everything Candace says. It's not because I'm on my platform.
It literally takes like one. It literally takes like one person to dispute it. It's like, me and Andrew talked on his fucking porch when I was out there for DebateCon, okay? I have questions about the narrative. Andrew's not against everyone who's questioning the narrative, and you're not allowed to question the state. That's the other thing. It's like the Candace stands are making it this dichotomy that's like, well, if you don't agree with Candace, then you're fucking fed. You're an FBI agent and you believe everything the state says. It's like, no, I have questions about the official narrative. I voiced those questions even bullshitting on the porch with Andrew drinking beer at his fucking house. Okay. He doesn't care that people have questions. It's like, but also as a person who has questions about the official narrative, that's not my representative. I'm not picking Candace to be like my guy to represent the, alternative theories. She is doing a terrible job. She's talking about dreams and seeing people and not it, dude.
I had a dream last night. I don't think that diminishes you as an argument. Obviously, we have presented a lot of evidence. You just presented a text message and said this is evidence. Well, that's how this entire thing began. You're talking about how Israel got into the conversation. It was because immediately after Charlie died, one of the first things we saw was this push to make us all think and remember how much he loved Israel. It's because the prime minister of Israel, who's fighting like a 27 front war, felt that he needed to come do a little mini tour and to be strangely to state that I did not kill Charlie Kirk when nobody was having that thought that I can remember.
That's the only, I mean, some of these things are fair questions. These are just fair questions. That's fine.
Nobody was going, I wonder if Bibi Netanyahu killed Charlie Kirk.
And that's what she does. She like sprinkles in all the normal like concerns. Like, yes, it was weird that Netanyahu comes out, that they come out immediately like, we didn't kill Charlie Kirk. All right, that's weird. Nobody was even saying anything. Okay, but all right, that was weird. You know, there was a couple other things that were kind of similar to that. The idea. Hold on, I'll turn this up. I just need to turn me down a little bit. I don't know. Maybe I need to turn the whole system volume up. Oh yeah, I probably do. So like 88. But the whole like let me turn the whole him confessing in text message and being like, oh, I did it like A, B, C, D, E, F, G and like spelling it out in his message. I mean, I don't know, dude. Maybe that's, I mean, I don't know what you're going through, what is going through your head when you do something like this. I can't put myself in your shoes. You're probably like panicking and like maybe he, because he left the gun, he's basically like, I'm cooked. I'm done anyways. They already know and they're already going to catch me. So like, I'm going to message my little femboy boyfriend or whatever and be like, this is what's going on. Whatever. But that was a little weird. There's several things that you could point to that are strange, but ultimately we need some evidence to, put these together and fabricate the case against whoever we think it is,
And then we had a round of influencers who lied and said Charlie was not changing on Israel, that he wasn't having any disagreements regarding that topic, that the day he died, he just loved Israel so much. And I demonstrated via a text message, which you just mentioned, and you're now contextualizing and pretending it was just about Tucker Carlson, which is not true. It was a part of a broader shift that Charlie was having over the last, I would say, actually on your show, it began since October 7th, which is when I began asking myself more questions about Israel as well. And so, yeah, when all of these things happen in the immediate aftermath, and then I drop a text message after everyone is denying that, Tucker Carlson then comes out and confirms the conversations that he had with Charlie. Megyn Kelly then comes out and confirms the private conversations that she had with Charlie. People then begin to ask, coming with that, and they have said, hey, yeah, Charlie was starting to ask questions. I think after October 7th, it's reasonable that people are starting to re-examine our relationship with Israel. We wouldn't be here today. But it has been lie after lie after lie, debunk after debunk after debunk. Yes, I did share that I had a dream that Charlie was betrayed. It's not a dream anymore. It's a reality. I look at what the organization has become, the people that they are partnering with, the lies that they are telling, the extraordinary people that they're sending out to say that I hadn't speak to Charlie since 2018, and it begins to look like a conspiracy. And just as a historical fact, that entire term.
So, hold on. After you did the thing to turn everybody against you and like make your dream come true, now then it's like, well, it kind of seems like it's that. Kind of seems like I turned everyone against me and now everyone is against me, and therefore my dream that turned everybody against me is true. So that's how that works.
By the CIA to gaslight people after the assassination of JFK. So it's not exactly one that makes me nervous. Like calling somebody a conspiracy theorist is essentially saying that they demand further answers.
I can't do Candace
I'm
on
grateful
like
that you came today. I don't need to, like I said, take cheap shots and discuss your manner of debate or your strategy. And I'm also grateful that you shared that you had that text message today, because everybody watching knows that I have been demanding not a debate, just a open conversation with Turning Point USA. They should be here. It shouldn't be you in that chair. It should be the person that took Charlie's place, maybe Erica Kirk, maybe Andrew Colbert. He's a spokesperson. And rather than doing that, they send us another influencer. So let's see how it goes.
Just out of curiosity, are you between 0 to 100? What is the likelihood that you think Tyler Robinson shot Charlie Kirk?
this was actually PBD basically says nothing the whole debate, but I actually was listening for this part. This was actually good that he asked this like right at the outset. This is actually good from the moderator.
Based on the evidence right now, I don't know. I'd say 75, 85%.
Candace?
0%?
0%.
I'm at 0.
So
I mean, and that's really the debate. That's really the debate right there. Like if all the evidence that we have points towards this person, you know what I mean? That's all we have to go off of right now. I understand. I don't trust the state very much either. Okay, I get it. I get being skeptical and having questions, and I get that there's holes in the story a little bit. But I mean, to say that it's a 0% chance is crazy. We know what the left is capable of, 100%. And I think that's kind of the worst part about all this, is that that's really what this is about. This, from Andrew's side, and for other people like myself, I think who yes, I have questions about it, but at the same time, this is detracting from. You're basically, in a sense, you're saying like the left is not capable of doing this thing, and the left is absolutely capable of doing this thing. You're sort of like neutering the. I don't know what the right word I'm looking for. You're diminishing how potent the left is right now, I guess, in a way. You're kind of defanging them to the public, even though they're still as dangerous as ever. And I think that's not good, given the current political climate. I mean, they tried to kill the president, okay, going into the election. I mean, the summer of love was full of BLM and leftists and progressives beating the hell out of, Trump, people wearing Trump hats, or anybody who they thought was a Trump supporter. They didn't even have to necessarily be wearing a red hat. Just if they felt like you were a Trump supporter, you were going to get the shit kicked out of you if there was enough of them around. So, I mean, and I experienced some of this stuff personally. Had guns pulled on me when I was live streaming rallies at Million MAGA March and January 6th. So, I mean, I saw firsthand with my own eyes. I watched other people outside the hotel that went out after dark, when that's the only time Antifa came out during the Million MAGA March thing, and caught people kind of in that dusk, like in between when everyone's going and leaving, back to the hotels or going out to a bar to have some food and go home. That's when Antifa and them showed up. That's when everybody showed up in all black. That's when buses arrived right across from our hotel at this other building, like a church, and fucking just dropped off like 2 bus loads of people in all black. So I saw firsthand. So it's kind of frustrating that, in a sense, she's kind of watering down what the left is actually capable of. And that's kind of frustrating.
What we've seen in terms of the evidence, I'm at 0%.
So not only, that maybe somebody was behind him as a patsy influencing him.
0% is just insane. You're not even attempting to participate.
Was involved that day, as I had
in good faith.
said on my platform, I would say yes, he was. I don't know what role he played, but as the shooter, 0%.
Do you have any evidence for it?
For what? My percentage?
The fact that he didn't shoot and kill Charlie Kirk.
Yes, which I'm hoping we're going to get to, all of the evidence that he feels that he has. I mean, I'm not even convinced that Charlie was shot from the rooftop on Losi that day. based on the evidence that has been.
Do you think he was shot?
This is good because comes up later. I did hear this part, and I heard the later.
Yeah, but just shot at all.
I don't know. I think that a projectile hit Charlie, and I'm open to other people's presentations, but I have not seen any compelling evidence that Charlie
was hit by a fucking blow dart.
Maybe if we're gonna have an olive branch to each other, if maybe we can establish what we consider the facts of the case to be first.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you don't.
How many views
you're
is
not
this
sure if
already?
he's Actually shot.
That's crazy.
You're open to alternative theories. to that.
He was definitely hit with a projectile of some description. If we're talking about was he shot from a gun, a 30-06, I would say definitively no.
Okay.
It defies common sense to think that he had a Superman neck, and even if he did have a Superman neck, which has been
See, that's the okay.
demonstrated.
Hold on, let me see.
I think actually recently a YouTuber actually set up Valhalla steel cages and shot it, and it went through. So under no circumstance will I.
So at least not a 30.
See, and I can't find the video, but there was actually a guy that was talking about this, and me and Andrew were talking about this later when we were out at DebateCon. We have a lot of history. I think we used 30-06 rounds or whatever, the same rounds in World War II or in Vietnam or something like that, or both. Sometime since World War I and Vietnam or Korea or something like that. There was a war or several wars, potentially a couple wars that we've used this round. I'm not a big gun guy. I don't know a lot about that shit, but I was watching a guy that was talking about it. He was basically saying that, yeah, the bullets do all kinds of shit. There's no guarantee. There's no, like, especially when you're shooting a human body, there's not really a lot of repeatability and consistency in how the bullets are going to ricochet inside the body, etc. So when you're shooting gel and targets and stuff like that, it's a little more simple, but the bullets do weird things in the body. And I'm not saying it's not a little suspicious. Sure, it's a little suspicious, and it does seem strange, but then at the same time, weirder things have happened. A friend of mine, literally a guy I went to school with, got shot in the freaking eye, dude. And it didn't puncture through, like 99.9% of the cases. When you get shot in the fucking eye, it went in his eye and then ricocheted down off the back of the skull or something, or the bone, and it ricocheted down into his like neck and chest or something. So it's like, yeah, bullets do weird things in the body, even though it might happen this way, 75 times, the other 25 times it's going to do some weird shit.
Definitively not.
It's not crazy to think that a bullet could do crazy things in the body.
30-06,
But you are
low C,
open-
150 feet. No,
But you're not necessarily closing off the avenue that he could have been shot at all.
with maybe a smaller
Caliber. Okay. And then there's some things that I'm going to make concessions on that I do think we need more answers on, and I'm fine with that, and we can get to those things as well. The other thing is in the timeline, one of the things that we dispute, I think, on the timeline is that you think that Robinson drove hours away to a steakhouse in
Yes.
the timeline. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And
Yeah, Kyle, I think, and like I said, even on the outset, from what I saw earlier, like I said, I probably caught maybe a full hour total, because it was like bits and pieces. I was having to like leave the stream and then reopen it. But to me, it seemed to be about a 70-30 or a 80-20 split. I mean, she did a good job to some degree, at least from a debate stance, of like holding her frame and not giving any ground and whatever, like playing. She played to her audience too, and she knows that her audience is bigger. So, I mean, yeah, there's probably going to be a shit ton of people, but I think Andrew did a better job at just laying out all the traps for her, and she just walked right into it. I mean, she didn't have any evidence to support any of her claims. And I mean, that's ultimately the biggest I mean, she's gonna have that clip that's where he's like asking about the case or whatever, and she like lists out all the things or whatever, which I think both of them, because I don't think Candace is going to do this without an earpiece at her house, but they all had access to this, to the screen and everything like that. So if I had to guess, both of them probably have earpieces in. She allowed his team to be there. They're allowed to send fact check, whatever. So when that question is asked, she does buy some time. And actually, I was actually a little I did see that part, and I was like yelling at the screen kind of at Andrew, because I was like, stop talking, like let her, because I think by him like kind of giving her some shit a little bit and like trying to get her to shut up and answer, which I understand what he was trying to not let her stall for time, but then he kind of ended up helping her stall for time a little bit. But I think she was waiting to be fed the rest of the point. I don't think she knew all the points, to be honest. I think she probably knew majority of them, but ultimately I don't see what that has to do with anything. It doesn't even matter if you know all the charges in the case. The reality is that the case that the state is building has the most evidence for, you know, who is responsible. And if you're going to claim that somebody else did it, or you're going to say that Erica Kirk is involved, or these people are involved, or Israel's involved, and the planes from Egypt were involved, you've got to build that case out. You've got to give some kind of evidence. So,
what's the compelling evidence that you think you have there?
I spoke to the owner of the restaurant, and I have seen the receipt. I know the conversation that I had, and I think it's enough that, you know, it will be presented, obviously, if this goes to trial. But yes, I do believe that he was in Panguitch, which is near his grandparents' home.
Did he give you an unedited copy of that receipt?
I have seen an unedited copy of that receipt. It was not given to me from the owner. But I want to, before we get into like all the timeline stuff, I want to address what you think is evidence so we can keep this on par with what your claim is. Since,
well, I think that that's a piece of evidence that's in dispute, and that's why I'm.
Yeah, but we're
not
trying to get to
establishing
whether
the
there's
timeline.
overwhelming evidence that Tyler Robinson did this.
Yeah,
So
if you
whether
wanna
then
use the
starting
first-
with
if you want to use the first part of that for the internal critique,
yeah,
for you,
we
that's
should go
fine.
over the actual
Okay,
evidence
so-
that we feel.
Oh,
First
shit.
reason that I think it's compelling evidence is that Tyler Robinson's rifle was found near the crime scene. So I would consider that to be very good evidence. And also the fact of the matter is that I dispute this claim that a 30-06 could not have made this wound. I think that that's absurd. 150 grain Remington core lock absolutely could shatter when it hits the neck of any human being. When you say that there's some steel,
Especially my
of a
neck.
smaller caliber, you have to make a counter explanation. Why wouldn't a smaller caliber also go through bone?
It could. I didn't say it can't.
Right, exactly. So if that's the case, then ammunition is going to be the critical key here. And if we have frangible ammunition, which we do in this case, a flex tip round, well, I'm sorry, not a flex tip, a soft point round from a 150 grain Remington core lock, that's just a small jacket that goes around the actual lead piece. This thing could have split apart in air for all we know, but definitely upon impact. And we have the medical examiner who confirms this in a summary. And my team can bring that up, the summarization, which means he would have to be a part of some kind of conspiracy as well.
Okay, so just to start with your point about saying that the gun was found near him, near Losey Center, or I guess off in the woods. That gun, did you watch the testimony? Did you watch the preliminary?
Unburdened by what has been.
Forgetting what the summary of the medical report was, did you watch the testimony that was given by the Caitlin Oliver, the ATF woman, Samantha Carner, any of those people who went into the science of
Yes, I recall. You're talking about
the bullet
when they-
analysis?
Yeah, when we went into the DNA.
Okay, so that's kind of the most relevant part.
Okay.
I'm not denying, I've never denied on my platform or anywhere else that a gun owned by Tyler Robinson was found near the crime scene, right? That doesn't,
I think I
that
saw
doesn't mean
most of
I'm
this.
Patsy. You could take a gun out of this room right now and you could walk out and plant it in the woods near a crime scene.
I agree.
That's not convincing evidence.
I
to me.
concur. I concur with the fact that that's a possibility.
So
Logical possibility.
I think, have said on a platform that you were a gunsmith. Okay. And for how many years?
Many, many years.
For many years. You also said that you were an Army sniper.
I wasn't a sniper in the Army.
Okay.
And I never said that.
Sorry, your wife tweeted that you were an Army sniper.
Yeah, I don't know. Like 15 years ago, she said something.
Does it
She said
change
that
15 years later?
She said that it was colloquial. So
Army sniper is a colloquial term?
Yeah, I was never an Army sniper.
Okay. What did you do in the Army? Did you teach this? She then corrected it and said you taught rifles in the Army?
No, I didn't teach rifle.
See, that's so weird. Like, so she knows. I caught this earlier too.
Rifle.
You taught
I was never. It was colloquial. So
Army sniper is a colloquial term?
Yeah, I was never an Army sniper.
Okay. What did you do in the Army? Did you teach this? She then corrected it and said you taught rifles.
She then had corrected it and said that you taught rifles. Like what? Yeah. So then she knows that it wasn't true to begin with. I thought that was weird. I was like, what even is this? So there was a tweet. The wife says, it's not even him, says something that she gets incorrect. She corrects it.
I didn't teach rifle. No, I taught rifles as a private citizen.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I was an NRA instructor for many, many, many years alongside my gun shop.
As with your expertise, when she gave testimony on the stand, Samantha Carner, that there was dust and there was debris that was found in the gun barrel.
Yep.
And then when we had the person who, and this was, I believe, Caitlin Oliver, who explained painfully about the DNA, the prints.
Well, let's start with a point at a time.
I'm not done. You said something, so I'm going to finish my thought, right?
You don't want to do a point in time?
No, well, sure. If you want to respond to, but I want you to respond to 2 points. I want you to start with 2 points.
Okay.
Dust and debris in the gun barrel.
Yeah.
Secondly, the fact that there were 5 sets of prints, 5+ actually by the end of the testimony, 5 sets of prints for which we already had the woman who worked for the FBI forensics testify that above 2 prints, if you're taking a sample, it's no longer a science, right? She testified that when they took the
so not a science, because I think I saw a clip about this earlier too.
Of what was on the trigger.
Because I think she's like, because then she goes on to be like,
those 5
here we go.
Prints. Tyler Robinson's was the most degraded. So I would like you to explain how
it's not a science. We shouldn't trust it, but also we can trust it enough to say that these are the most
Tyler
degraded.
Robinson's prints could be the most degraded when she said, actually, you could have DNA on something that you've touched. You could have DNA on something that you've never touched. And to get DNA degradation, they've looked at pieces of items 20, 40 years on that don't have degradation. Yet Tyler Robinson's prints, amongst 5+ other prints, were the most degraded on that weapon.
Yeah. So let's get into all 3 of the claims. First, with debris.
And I'll say this part, I think at the beginning of this was probably went better for Candace overall, like to some degree. But that's just because she was kind of doing the cross exam on it. She was just taking it where she wanted to go.
When it comes
even though he does get several good points in here.
Okay, but I
think the beginning
could be debris,
part of this a little bit.
I'm sorry, debris and dust. Yeah. He just fired the weapon. Sure.
Not here, but maybe I think he's doing fine here, but in a little bit, she gets some good little cross exam going. But
it's also possible that debris could get in that way. But I'm not even sure that that's what the case is. I think it's far more likely that you fired the shot, it just didn't blow the debris out, and it often doesn't. You'll find this if you take Grandpappy's dirty rifle and it's all dusty inside the bore and you go fire it. You'll often look down the bore and there's still dust.
Okay,
happens all the time.
Okay, and the prints?
Yeah, so the prints we don't know all of the details on just yet.
We do. It was excruciating long testimony on the prints.
We don't because they haven't gone to trial, so we don't know on the print front. But Tyler Robinson's DNA was on there. You made a claim that Lance Twiggs' DNA was on there, and it was not.
Well, when she gave the testimony, first let's go to your first point because that's wrong. We can get a fact check on that. What do you mean we don't know until it goes to trial about the degraded prints? She testified, and she was the person who took the prints.
Yes, but the problem is that inside of this particular testimony, you agree with me that there's going to be much more of the DNA analysis in the trial, right?
But you also would agree that her fact is not going to change. That among the prints, his was the most degraded. So I'm asking you to address that. How could that be possible?
Let's give it. Let's just grant this for a second as a possibility that his fingerprints were degraded.
It's not a possibility. It's a fact. The person who took it.
I'm just granting it for the sake of argument.
You should grant it because it's a fact that she presented.
So now it's granted. So what?
What do you mean? So what?
Yeah. So what? What does that prove?
It proves that if his prints were the most degraded amongst 5 of them, you're going to have to explain how that's possible if he's the one that recently fired the weapon.
Yeah, so wait a second. You're saying that it's an impossibility that if his fingerprints are the most degraded.
I'm telling you to explain it. You're the guy.
I mean, here's an explanation. They handled the firearm without whatever, and then maybe on the day he wore gloves or something, or he uses his jacket or whatever. I mean, it's really not. it's really not that hard to come up with an explanation for this, a reasonable explanation. And
Well, wait a second. How would a gunsmith give an analysis on fingerprints or DNA? Do you think that?
And the other point, she's talking about like, which they left off of it, but when they're talking about the pre-trial versus the trial or whatever, I mean, what he's saying is correct. If I understand it correctly, like a pre-trial is not something where you argue, like you don't put all your cards on the table at the pre-trial. The pre-trial is simply to determine whether or not there is sufficient evidence for this to even go to trial in the first place. So you kind of do have to present a lot of like strong parts of your evidence or important or significant parts of your evidence, but you don't necessarily have to put all your cards on the table. You don't have to give the whole thing away. Let me see if I can. I'm pretty sure I'm right about this. Let me see if I can get like a 2-minute explanation. What is the purpose of a pretrial hearing? Let me see.
All right, in this video, we're talking about preliminary hearings. What are they and what happens during them? A preliminary hearing is essentially a probable cause hearing, and there are two things that are determined at the preliminary hearing. Number one, whether a crime has been committed, and number two, whether the person accused of the crime is the one who committed that crime. It's important to note that preliminary hearings only happen in felony cases. In a misdemeanor case, in the timeline, you have the arraignment, which would be the first hearing in the case. Then you have a series of status conferences or readiness conferences or pretrial conferences. All of those are the same, and then you'll have a trial. In a felony, you'll have the arraignment, and then you'll have those status conferences, but instead of going straight to trial, then you have a preliminary hearing. Because a felony is such a serious matter, as a constitutional protection, the defendant in a criminal case has the right to a preliminary hearing in order for the prosecution to have to show that, again, a crime has been committed and that the person accused committed that crime. So under the law, we say you don't have to be held to answer to the charges at trial until the DA has made that preliminary showing. So let's talk about the standard of proof at a preliminary hearing. At trial, the DA would have to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt. We've all heard, that statement before, proof beyond a reasonable doubt. That's the highest standard in the law. On the contrary, in a preliminary hearing, the standard is just probable cause, and that's reason to believe. Again, reason to believe that a crime's been committed and reason to believe that the person accused committed that crime. Now, reason to believe would not be enough proof at trial, right? So you can see just the differences in terms of reason to believe and proof beyond a reasonable doubt. Essentially, the DA calls witnesses. You can think of it like a miniature trial. So the DA is generally going.
Right. I mean, that's pretty much it. That's exactly what I thought it was. I thought I was correct on this, but because they get into this later on, and I saw a clip of this, and she's like losing her mind about this and saying, "Well, the pre-trial, everything should have been the pre." It's like, no, you don't have to, because in the trial you have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt this is the killer, this is the culprit, this is the criminal, this guy committed this felony crime 100% without beyond a reasonable doubt. So in a preliminary trial, all you kind of have to do in a preliminary trial, you just have to do what Candace does best. You just have to like throw out a bunch of shit, be like the planes from Egypt and Netanyahu's like wants, and Israel, and everybody has like these ties, and you just throw a bunch of shit at the fucking wall, and you're like, is there enough for probable cause? Okay, maybe. So it's not the same as a
DNA laboratory
full trial.
I don't know. You can just say you don't know. You don't have to.
But I did.
No, you said so what?
Yeah,
so say I don't know. I actually don't have an explanation for that, Candace. Well, I think that what it would prove is that it is a more viable theory that people who had stronger prints on the gun may have used it more recently.
Did they say who else had fingerprints on the gun?
They named Matt Robinson explicitly, and this was a part of the testimony where she was speaking about how they got samples of elimination samples from the home of Amber Robinson, Matt Robinson, and Lance Twiggs. Those are the three names they named.
So are you saying that Twiggs?
Would you like me to finish my statement?
I just want to make sure I'm clarifying.
I'm trying to finish the answer, but it can't be clarified until the answer comes out of my mouth.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
This was a portion of her testimony where she was explaining how they got elimination samples from the home, and she named Matt Robinson, Amber Robinson, and Lance Twiggs as the elimination samples that she was using. And so she explicitly said, some of them, so we can assume 2 out of 3, were their prints were found on the gun. She explicitly named Matt Robinson as someone who had prints on the gun, and then said there were 5 people that they had taken that sample from. And again, what's also relevant here is the earlier testimony, which came from the FBI forensics analyst, I believe it was on day 2, where she said that when you're using those mixtures and those samples and you get up to 5+, it's really hard to make any sort of a determination. So both of those things are relevant. If you can't explain why his prints are the most degraded and you're saying he is the shooter, it's not really a so what. It's an open question that people have a right to pursue. It's not a conspiracy. It's actually proof of my claim that there's evidence that he was set up as a patsy.
That wouldn't prove anything about him being a patsy.
It said it's evidence to support the claim that he could have been set up as a patsy.
So this is why I said earlier, so what? Because even if it's the case, this doesn't have an explanation for it yet.
This is so funny, dude.
Your corner for Tyler Robinson being a patsy.
Okay.
People literally don't understand how this I mean, this is crazy to me. This is kind of funny. Overwhelming means I'm convinced. How certain are you? 75 to 80%, 85% is what he said. I mean, I feel the same way about a lot of things. There's a lot of things that I could say I feel the same way about. 75 to 85%. Yeah, actually, well, maybe higher. I'm convinced, okay, that the world is a globe. All right. But then I hear some of these flat earthers debate, and I'm like, there's some pretty good questions. There's some pretty good, and maybe that fluctuates depending on the given day. There are conspiracies that I don't think we went to the moon. I'll put it this way. I don't know how to say it properly, but I think we went to the moon. I don't think we went to the moon like we've said we went to the moon. I think it's possible that we've landed and walked on the moon. I don't think we went the first time, or if somehow we actually did, I definitely don't believe that the broadcast was real. You know what I mean? And it's like, how convinced are you of that? I would say about the same number. I'm convinced, but sure, probably like a 85% chance that I think most of the moon landing stuff is bullshit. I think it was just to drain the Soviet Union of money. I mean, it was just to drain Russia of funds.
Hang on.
But it's not, it's like, you can't say 75 to 85%. Come on, dude. Hold on.
Right? You would need to actually explain how this would demonstrate Tyler Robinson. This is tied into Robinson being patsy.
Mm-hmm.
Are you claiming that these fingerprints were Lance Twiggs or that he had any DNA there?
I'm saying that it could be Matt Robinson, it could be Amber Robinson. That sort of information is going to come out during the trial.
How would that tie into the idea that he's a patsy?
Yes, because if his is the most degraded prints and the information that I shared on my platform is true, that this gun was given to Tyler Robinson as an heirloom. I had conversation with members of the Robinson family, Twiggs family, both of them. Like I said, we're not just dreaming. And if we're having those conversations, and they told me that gun was only given to Tyler Robinson because it was a family heirloom. Okay, so it was his grandfather's gun or great-grandfather's gun. I don't remember the difference. I don't remember which one it was. And so he got it because he's the firstborn. So, but he's not much of a shooter, is what I was
Wow, this sucked. So I think PVD won. Yeah, I mean,
from my grandpa, and I put it up on the
and also it did kind of suck, but
you don't let me ever get to the end of the sentence. So
kind of brutal, but
okay, I'll wait patiently till we get to that.
But it's really just, it's really difficult to
he is indeed a fisher, and it could also be a reasonable explanation for why we
make this entertaining.
Even if he has prints on things they live together, that doesn't really mean anything. But that could demonstrate that somebody took his weapon and put it somewhere. His prints are the most degraded. I mean, once they weren't going to do it on Joe Rogan, I'm like, yeah, this is kind of fucking toast. Because, I mean, that's what I was saying. I was like, dude, let Joe Rogan host it. Both of you fly out to Joe Rogan. But, of course, she definitely wouldn't want to do that because then she can't have a producer in her ear. I mean, now, granted, they probably both got earpieces, I would assume. Because she let him have access to everything else, why wouldn't she let him have access to an earpiece? Plus, if she put her earpiece in and then he didn't put one in, then he would have been like, "You got an earpiece in? Fuck that." Because that's just. But I don't think he had a team of people like she had a team of people, and probably nobody. He's never been one to be like taking notes mid debate, getting assists mid debate. It's like a pride thing. It's like you want to do it on your own. Did a lot of fucking prep for this debate. Now, if she had to do the same thing and prepare for this and go and sit in a studio with Joe Rogan and then neither of them had anything in their ear except for, hey, Jamie, pull this up, or hey, I sent y'all a bunch of stuff. Here's all the stuff that I, pull this slide up, pull that slide up, whatever. Because people have debated on Joe Rogan like that before, and it's been pretty good.
it would have been completely one-sided if that was the case. I am convinced of that. Candace does have a good team, and I think they kept her on track, but I think without the training wheels, she would have fucking
of somebody else's prints,
crashed.
and that could demonstrate that somebody is taking items from his house and putting it into
But it
various
also
places.
could demonstrate nothing. So the problem that you have here is that this is pure conjecture.
No.
This is not evidence that Tyler Robinson is a patsy. It's only evidence that you have conjectured up that, well, if it's the case that these are the more degraded prints, then therefore that means must be patsy because dad's fingerprints on gun.
I didn't say must be patsy.
Describe how this actually links in to Robinson being a patsy.
Okay, I just described that for you, so I can explain it to you, but I can't understand it for you, so I'm going to move on from that. But to just go back to your point about this is not evidence, you can't make that claim because the entire basis for why you think that there's evidence for Tyler Robinson being the person that took the shot is based off of a hearing under Utah 1102 rules, meaning that they are doing the exact same thing that I am doing. This is the state. You said you're here to represent the state. Well, did you watch the preliminary hearing?
No, he didn't say that.
The state's position you think is strong and convincing.
Didn't say that either.
I represent my own opinion,
You
which
said
is
in
that
your opening
based on the evidence presented so far by the state, this doesn't demonstrate any patsy.
No,
Yeah,
that's
this
very
is like where they do the
important because
hearsay
that's
thing.
hearsay. So you can't say at the same time,
Great.
Candace, you're not allowed to. And what that means under the Utah rule, which I'm sure you know, because I'm sure you watched the preliminary hearing and yourself understand what that means, is that the entire hearing was hearsay. It means none of that information that was presented is going to be allowed. The majority of it, the overwhelming majority of it, is not going to be allowed at the trial. They're allowed to present when it's just a probative hearing.
All of that is allowed. If it's, oh my God, it's not gonna be on the record allowed. Like, it's not gonna be. The pre-trial is not gonna be. The jury's not gonna view the pre-trial, and those notes aren't gonna be a part of that. The official trial. The pre-trial is just to determine the probable cause, like we just watched. And anything from the pre-trial, they will probably use the same thing, but they'll have to go up and make the same case and have the same, questions again if they want to use that stuff. But it's not like it's not allowed. It's not like a one-time use only. It's like you get to present A, B, C, D in the pre-trial, and now in the actual trial you have to start at E, F, G. No, that's not how that works. You still can use A, B, C, D. You just have to relay out all those points.
I think all the evidence that was put in.
Present all that testimony.
Watch this case.
But not only that, no.
This is a huge point. This is crazy that you don't know this.
Fact check. If
yes,
all the evidence
we need
was
more than a
put
fact
in,
check. This was every single
The team
day.
in the back is
Utah
actually
Rule
saying
1102.
They want to go there. So they said there's a medical examiner's explanation of the shooting that's in the back. Rob, if you want to pull it up, and then Candace, if anybody from your team wants to pull something up, no problem as well. But they're requesting it. If you guys got it, pull it up. So we can show it. And in the interim, is that it?
Yeah. So I'll read this.
Just what are we looking at, just so we know?
I'll read this so we don't get more blitzkrieg.
Yeah, so this says the bullet, or at least part of it, sequentially perforated the interior left of Mr. Kirk's neck, strap muscles of the left side of the neck. This is a summary, by the way. Left common cartoid on the left internal external jugular veins. The bullet also obliterated the left side C27 vertebrae, transacted the cervical spinal cord. Medical examiner observed a significant portion of Kirk's cervical spinal cord was traumatically absent. Mr. Kirk suffered from other severe injuries, including...
My dad was traumatically absent. Just thought you guys should know that. Let's see here. I needed to see this earlier, and I finally found it and remembered. Unburdened by what has been, brother.
And I think that there are those who are unable to see what can be, but there are many more who are able to see what can be unburdened by what has been. And I think that there are those who are unable to see what can be.
It's an all-time American classic. Unburdened by what has been, brother.
Can we talk about Kamala Harris? Yeah, we got to.
Shut up, dude.
Vice President this week.
The point about progress is to have the ability to have a vision and a belief and some faith in what can be, unburdened by what has been.
Unburdened by what?
She even did the same hand movements the whole time. So, anyways,
Bilateral
ADHD moment.
And posterior intercausal hemorrhages, pulmonary, apical hemorrhages, multiple disruptions to the thyroid, et cetera, et cetera. So the summary of the examination is that he was shot.
Okay.
That was what they were pulling that up for.
Okay, and I'm not disputing that he could have been hit with a projectile. We're not disputing that, so I don't know why this was brought up as a fact check.
A projectile.
1102 Utah rule, because this is an unbelievable point that you're making by saying that I am not allowed to infer off of evidence.
You can infer. I'm trying to follow the inference.
But your entire reason, like you asserted that you believe there's overwhelming evidence on the basis of what we saw in the preliminary hearing. The entire preliminary hearing was hearsay.
Yeah, I'm fine with your inferences.
No, you just literally said I couldn't do that. Yes, I can.
No, I didn't. I'm just saying from your inference, how do we get to Patsy?
This is how you got to Shooter. The Tyler Robinson did it.
No,
the same way that you got to Tyler Robinson.
Shooter from that.
Yes, you did. You again, this is something.
She just literally doesn't understand what's being asked. Oh my fucking god, dude. Yeah, I already want to fucking.
They do not have to have hard evidence. They don't have to put people on the trial.
Jump off a bridge, dude.
But not all of it, like I said.
The overwhelming majority.
Again, no disputes.
Outside of the one that you don't.
Wait.
Hold
on.
No, that is what's.
Don't cut me off. All right, hold on. Reliable hearsay and criminal preliminary hearsay of the rule. Reliable hearsay is admissible at the criminal pretrial. Okay, because reliable hearsay is. Oh my god, dude! I wish he would have paused and actually read this because it's so fucking stupid. Okay. Holy shit! She's retarded too. Like. Okay. Okay. Because this says a statement of the rule: reliable hearsay is admissible at criminal preliminary examinations, meaning like whatever eyewitness testimony or something like that. But maybe it came from like the mother who's like scorned mother-in-law or something. It's like okay, it's reliable enough that we should take it into consideration, but it's also possible it could be hearsay. Like. We'll accept it for the pretrial. It may not qualify for the trial. It's possible. What it means is like reliable hearsay. Hearsay is allowed during the trial. That doesn't mean that every single thing that's in the pretrial is all hearsay. That's where she just jumped from one. Oh my god, what a fucking idiot, dude.
Overwhelming majority. I mean, outside of the one that you don't want to get. Please don't cut me off. Outside of that is what's in dispute. It means that your entire brand of saying you don't have evidence, falls apart when the entire preliminary hearing is based off of hearsay. In fact, Lance's testimony.
You have to demonstrate that. There's no way for you to know that. You can't just say that.
Before they had about an hour.
What is she talking about?
Before he sat, and they said, this is not going to be allowed. You wouldn't even be allowed to do this. We'd be able to cross-examine him. The questions that they're asking Lance are all leading. And what did he say? Well, I'm the magistrate under Utah Constitution. 1102 is my job to allow all of this so we can see if the state has enough here that we can then move to a trial, which will then...
Correct! They wouldn't... Oh my gosh, she's such a fucking idiot, dude.
They would say we get to cross-examine Lance. Lance can't willy-nilly say... No, but the entire substance of your argument is that people can't infer off of evidence.
No,
That's what you're saying
to
me. When you say, Candace,
Here,
you
I'll
can't
give you
talk
the
about the
argument
prints, which is a
now.
fact.
Yeah, I'm not
and
saying
then
that.
infer off of that Tyler could have been a patsy.
You're just literally making stuff up. So here's what the position is. I'm asking this.
I'm saying I'm doing exactly what the state did. I'm looking at a piece of evidence, and I am saying...
But you're not showing how you get there.
Can you describe to the audience what Rule 1102
so
means?
just so everybody who's watching this at home understands what I'm saying, even if he doesn't.
The state, we understand you dumb fuck. The state still has to, even if you are saying that they're all, even if all of it was hearsay, which it's not, okay, but even if we granted you that all of it was hearsay, the state still has to link all the dots together and build a reasonable suspicion so that they can even have the trial in the first place. That's what Andrew's asking her to do here, which is like, yeah, that's fine. How are you getting from point A to point B? You're just saying C, and you never linked the dots for me.
Andrew is arguing is that I don't have the right to extrapolate from a fact like
Nope.
Making it up. He's purely making it up. I'm asking based on
Andrew,
based on
can I
your
show my
inference.
evidence? You just showed yours. Reliable hearsay.
You'll get a chance.
Reliable hearsay in criminal preliminary examination.
She's such a fucking idiot.
Preliminary hearing that you just saw was on the basis of reliable hearsay. And what that means essentially is the people who are making the statements can just say, Patrick told me that he did this on Monday. Patrick's not here, and that is, they can allow that into the hearing. That's just because it's just meant to be probative. And so it's the state saying, here's what we have inferred. So you are allowed to take a piece of evidence, and then you are allowed to infer off of that evidence, okay? Case in point, that's a demonstration of, to give you, that's a demonstration of what I just did. I said the prints were the most degraded off of Tyler
Not at all.
What I'm inferring is that it's plausible that Tyler Robinson was set up.
That doesn't.
okay?
That's the point in contention.
That's not a point in contention. That's
the point in contention.
It's not a point in contention. If you're saying it's a
It
point,
is the point in contention.
It's not the point in contention. I'm telling you that is what the entire hearing allowed for. So the evidence that he is
Great, but we're
describing,
asking you
that
now.
he is using to argue his case, is all based on inference, not fact.
Great.
Inference, not fact.
We're
So what they
just-
are inferring off of the facts.
So again, we're going to take this, and I'm just going to even grant it because it's irrelevant. I'm saying, how do you get the inference that even if you dispute that piece
I don't
of
think I
evidence,
can do this.
That means Patsy. I'm looking for the logical chain for how you get to that inference.
What I am telling you is it's the exact same way that when you tweeted, I think that this evidence is overwhelming. When they say that looks like Tyler Robinson's car, he drives a similar car. Okay, they are inferring that that's Tyler
Can
Robinson.
you walk me through the inference so that I understand?
It's not a fact. It's not a fact. When you show a blurry image, which you kept citing that we
No,
have
I'm talking
images.
about the inference that the fingerprints, even if they're degraded, equals Patsy. How do you
I
get
didn't
that
say,
inference?
I didn't say it equals Patsy. I think it is enough evidence that it should be explored, which is exactly what this preliminary
There's
was
no,
in the
but
inverse.
that's not what's in dispute. What's in dispute is when you said, I'm using this as evidence that he
Ow.
could be Patsy. I'm asking, how do you get the inference to Patsy from that?
Because what I am saying is that it shows that somebody else had more DNA presence on that gun than Tyler Robinson did. So it is plausible, which is all they're doing. They're presenting plausibility based off of the facts, okay? It is plausible that somebody just took his gun and put it there. That's it.
Is there equally,
That's how it works.
and is there equally 100 other plausible explanations?
I think that's the reason why most people are exploring when things don't make sense.
Got it.
So,
So-
yes, at the beginning of that, this is how the court process works.
So
just
if,
so we're clear,
if
this
there's
is the
100 other
state's evidence
plausible
and they're inferring.
explanations, then Candace, why is it that we should go with this idea that it was a Patsy?
I'm not saying that we should go with the idea that it was a
Of course you are.
Patsy. I am saying that there is.
Brother. She said at the very beginning of this that there's a 0% chance that the state narrative is true, that Tyler Robinson is responsible for the murder. So that's literally exactly what you're saying. Hold on, let me try to. I'm trying to be chair. Let me make sure. But
So
Just so we're
if
clear,
there's
this is
100
the
other
state's evidence
plausible
and they're
explanations,
inferring.
then Candace, why is it that we should go with this idea that it was a Patsy?
I'm not saying that we should go with the idea that it was a Patsy. I am saying that there is.
Oh, I thought that was the whole your whole claim
No,
today.
my whole claim was that there is more evidence that he is set up as a Patsy.
How does that equal evidence of Patsy?
I don't know if I can say this. Like I'm saying that I am using the exact same mechanism that you are accepting for some reason in the Utah courtroom.
Yeah.
Right. To say I'm going to look at the evidence and I'm going to infer an alternative theory. So you just saw the states and you're accepting it, and they have not presented any concrete facts. You listed on your own Twitter that what you found to be convincing was something that looked like his car pulled into the driveway, a blurry image.
No, I didn't.
The standard white guy coming up the steps that could literally be anyone.
This never happened.
Can
You
we get a fact check on that?
check
Can we
it.
pull up his
I
tweet
didn't-
where he goes
I
over
didn't
the
say
four?
that's what convinced me.
When you,
Yeah, this sucks.
But you said it was evidence that you found to be overwhelming, and you named.
All right, let's try to get, because this is.
You said it was his car.
I got
You said it
Well,
was.
there's multitudes of things that I find.
3 more hours of this
Ask them a
shit.
question, how- on a college campus, two people wearing this totally different outfits, but both wearing Converses can't happen. Is such an absurdity that I don't even need to argue that. I'm just gonna let people. Why is it absurd? Just concede that point. Obviously, it's
Yeah,
absurd.
all of this in the beginning is kind of like, overall, it's kind of equal. It's kind of a stalemate in the sense that, like, anybody who likes Andrew is going to come away being like, yeah, Andrew's like doing fine, which is true. I mean, and Candace looks like a moron. And anybody who likes Candace is going to come off being like, Candace held her own.
And we're going to make inferences from that. You would do that with any type of logical proposition. Otherwise, you could.
There's a couple
We can keep going.
places in here, but
Where he said the trial was right here. I want you to provide it right here. All I heard from the investigator was, we believe this to be Tyler Robinson. Is believe him? I said, so give it was when the trial was going on.
yeah. So give me the clear evidence right here. I want you to provide here. All I heard from the investigator was, we believe this to be Tyler Robinson. So come on, give me the evidence. I don't care what others say. Car pulling in, Robertson getting out of it, the fact that he's seen 4 other times on camera, the DNA on the roof, and the screwdriver he left behind. It's overwhelming. Yeah, so I mean, it's
right
a
here, all I heard from the investigator
handful of
was, "We believe
things.
Tyler Robinson." Is
It's
believe
not
something
the
known as a fact. You wrote
end all be all.
Car pulling in, that's a totally blurry image. Robinson getting out of it. You have no idea if that's Tyler Robinson. The fact that he is seen 4 other times, blurry image.
Wait,
Robinson
hold
getting
on.
out of
Can
it.
we? Trying to see something.
You have no idea if that's Tyler Robinson. The fact that he is seen 4 other times on camera, the fact being just a standard white boy with brown hair seen walking up staircase. The DNA on the roof, we should discuss that. And on the screwdriver that he left behind, it's overwhelming, man.
Yeah, but that's not an exhaustive list.
Well, just so we're clear, you did tweet it.
But it's not exhaustive.
Yeah,
Well,
but
you
just 5 seconds
said,
ago, you should
you
concede.
said I only said this one thing and said that was overwhelming, actually.
That's not what I said.
It is. You can even pull
Patrick,
your own
did I
clip.
say that?
Can you fact check if that was said or not? I did not hear her say
So the
this.
thing that's funny here is like we still aren't getting to any of these inferences. So
Why
these,
are you pivoting?
So
Just say
well,
you were
I'm
wrong.
not.
Just wanted to say I was wrong.
I'm not wrong. So back to the tweet.
Just trying to look and see.
That's not an exhaustive list. Why I find it.
I didn't say it was exhaustive. I just said you said it.
And on top of it, well, no.
See if I
you
could
said that
confirm
you said
my
this one thing, and then said
suspicions.
based on that, well, I didn't. You didn't mention that I mentioned the screwdriver, DNA, all these other things. You never mentioned any of that. So no, you're actually incorrect there. But on top of that, moving over to the actual evidence itself.
Are you?
Yes, I'm okay. Anyway, back to the evidence
You're
itself.
okay.
Yes,
Actually, I'm glad you're asserting that you're
But
okay.
back-
I wasn't worried about your health. I'm just
but
saying
back
that
to
I just
this.
said you tweeted this. You said no, I didn't. We got a fact check, and now you're like just going to gaslight me and pretend that
There's
I said
no gaslighting.
it wasn't exhaustive. I never said that. I just said you did say
There's
this.
zero gaslighting.
I didn't say you couldn't have said more, but I would like to address what
I mean,
you
this
said
is
in
your
your
time.
tweet.
If this is how you want to spend it interrogating my position, you can do it that way.
I'm just addressing what you asserted on your Twitter was like the hard evidence that convinced you was overwhelming. That's literally
That's
what
not
you're
what
debating.
I said.
This shit kind of sucks, bro.
To see me in
That I believe that that's Tyler Robinson.
I think I saw all of this.
without me in check on that. Something that's remarkable about this, again, leaning to my perspective, that Lance has a lot more, which I have said many times. Lance has a lot more involvement than the feds are letting us know. I think more is going to come out because they interviewed him on September 11th, and then for whatever reason, just ahead of what was supposed to be, in my opinion, should have never been allowed to do what you do. Going to be
Text me if you want to pull it up. You said you have the text. If we can put that up on the screen. Thank you.
It was me. Look at the pictures from Mr. Bailey's footage. It was me. Okay. I literally said to you, it's not an oof. I said I didn't remember this, and I'm happy to have a fact check on that. Okay. I didn't call for the fact check saying you're wrong. I literally said I don't remember that.
Well, I'm just saying to you, like, I'm trying to be concise for you.
And then also bring the 801 that you just said. What was the other one?
Yep, the 801. Tyler messages saying it's not hearsay. If you have that as well.
Oh my God.
What are we saying? It's not hearsay.
Statements that are not hearsay. A statement that meets the following conditions is not hearsay.
It was hearsay. They said it in the trial.
Hang on.
Okay.
Okay. Is consistent with the declarant's testimony and the declarant denies having made the statement or has forgotten, or is consistent with the declarant's testimony and is offered to rebut the express implied charge that the declarant recently fabricated or acted in recent improper influence or motive in testifying. So then wouldn't that mean that a bunch of this wasn't hearsay?
So the issue with
I
his
just want to make sure. Would that mean that a bunch of this wasn't hearsay?
So the opposing party, which down the line, like I said, they talked about this for about an hour and a half, and they discussed how if Lance was in court and he was giving his first party, giving his testimony as the opposing party, whatever, all of this would be fine. They had an issue with how the questions were being asked and that they were not allowed to cross-examine him. So that is why his video testimony would not be accepted in the main trial. And what I'm just leaning now into quite
Sounds like nobody disputed that.
Okay.
What the,
Watch it legal. It's allowed. But I'm watching allowed. When you're
Convention.
well,
Yeah.
200. The most. Okay.
To get into it, a quick break.
Doesn't
or
matter to me either
If
way.
we're going into a different topic, are you guys?
Okay, go ahead. Go on. What do you find more overwhelming?
Can we do this? Do we want to get into it, or do we?
Yeah, I think I saw most of it up to here. So
We should just Muslim called Taipei. The $35
some fucking ad reads in the middle of it is crazy, dude. Gotta get this fucking ad reads, bro. They better have paid Candace hella money. Oh, PBD was taking a fat dump, dude. Hey, come on now.
I think there's, by the way, just
Oh, here we go.
that are watching the Crucible, there's 30,000 concurrent they're watching. Support Andrew Wilson. That's your fans of his. Click that subscribe button and help him grow his business. If you're watching Candace, I think there's 225 to 250,000 concurrent right now. We'd like to see that.
Crazy numbers. Crazy numbers for both of them. Crazy. I like Candace too, by the way, generally. I just think she's gone batshit crazy since Charlie got assassinated, and it kind of sucks.
They want to control it. This is free for all. This is what's best for the audience. That's why we like freedom of speech. Having said that, let's go back into the text conversation we were having, right?
Okay.
Let's stay there, and then we'll go into the cross-examination stuff in about 30 minutes.
Okay, that sounds fair. Okay, so yeah, I used basically 3 pillars for the totality of the evidence. Okay, so if you want to know exactly what those 3 pillars are, this is going to be the testimony with the text messages and the confessions. This is going to be the physical evidence, and this is going to be...
Patrick Bet David did nothing, too, to keep it on the rails, by the way.
We're focusing on one of these pillars in my defense, which is fine. I understand that I have to defend my claims as well. So when we're talking about the messages themselves, they seem totally valid. I have no idea why they wouldn't be valid, and I have not heard any good explanation for why it is that these messages should even be questioned. The defense hasn't questioned them, as far as I'm aware. Nobody has actually questioned that these messages came from Robinson to date, except perhaps you and other people who are kind of in that camp. But why should I question these exactly? I'm not sure.
Okay, so first let's just go over legally what the point is of a probative hearing.
Oh, let's see this.
Tyler Robinson is guilty of.
The specific charge?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what I think is that...
Oh, yeah, this is the clip that I figured was going to go around everywhere.
Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, but of the 7 charges that he's being charged.
Yeah, can we list them real quick? I'll tell you exactly which ones. We'll pull them up.
Well, do you know any of the charges that he's up for right now?
Yeah, of course. But I want to make sure that we have them listed.
Yeah, but like can you name one? Because my general perspective is that you don't actually care about this case. You're not following the case.
That's the...
Oh, shit. This is the clip that I figured that everyone kind of figured was going to go everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so of course, but I want to make...
You think that you should, like, can you tell me, you name one?
Yeah, you name...
A sentence. So the next he's being charged with.
No, just the...
I think your team would like to pull up the 7 charges that he just asked you.
Counts 3 and 4, 5.
Notice something.
I have not had one communication. I have full permission to go through.
Oh, wait, hold on.
7 violent
I said offense in the presence of a minor.
In front of a child.
I did notice something. I just was curious about. I'm just wondering. When you pulled out your phone just before you asked that question, did somebody by chance text you that question?
You can check my phone.
I'm just curious.
No, you can absolutely not. I have not had one communication. Of a minor.
Oh, this is... I did hear about this. It's kind of
funny. This is like...
Evan, since you've been following...
All right. Can you name one? Because
if you want to do closings.
Well, I also would just, if I may ask a question, which one of...
Was that a cut?
If I may ask a question, which
he cut it out.
Of the charges against...
That's kind of gay, dude. Don't do that. All right, let's see. Yeah, kind of knew that clip was going to go everywhere. She made a good little clip for herself. Let's see. Brother, are we serious? Andrew Wilson torches. Closing statements. Oh yeah, that was kind of funny. Uh-oh! Alex Jones says Candace Owens won.
Candace Owens today.
Candace Owens
defeated Andrew Wilson, the champion that Team USA put forward in the Charlie Kirk assassination cover-up debate, hosted by Patrick Bet David. I didn't know the show today.
Patrick Bet David.
And so I couldn't watch it then. But once I got off air, I watched it. And slaughtered him. Absolutely slaughtered him. Now, I've seen Wilson before.
Come on, Alex.
He debated my son. I saw him on Rogan. Was familiar with him. And I've seen his tactics. A lot of his appeal to emotion. He just acts confident. That's what he does. And a lot of times...
he's mad because he beat his son in a debate.
Because he's in the right. But she destroyed him. And I'm going to post right here with this same post here at Rolex Jones on X. The most defining...
Rolex Jones on X. I love Alex Jones. We love Alex.
The charges against the supposed assassin of Charlie Kirk.
That's it.
And he couldn't name it. That's about it.
That's why you lit. Come on, Alex. You're better than that.
You're just not following it enough. It seems pretty, like, if you're going to engage and you're going to say the evidence is overwhelming that Tyler Robinson is guilty, I just think that you should, like, can you tell me one
then let's do the
charge
counter.
and he just answer the...
Yeah, then it's just gonna be this clip. All the Candace stands are just gonna post that clip. I'll give her credit. I mean, it was a good little gotcha. It was a good little gotcha clip. But ultimately, when he cross-examined her and he pulled up videos over and over and was like, what did you mean by this? Do you have any evidence to support this? What did you mean by that? Do you have any evidence to support this? Would you ever say this? And she's like, well, no, I don't think I was. And then he's like, okay, well, how about this clip where you said this? So it's like, I mean, and this is funny because this is the exact same This is the exact same tactic that like the OnlyFans stands used with like the olive jar clip and the 3 baby daddies clip. In both of those debates, like overall, both of those women got completely obliterated. But it wasn't even close. Complete and total blowouts. But because they had one little 10-second clip, all their fans shared it around and were like, see, oh, they crushed him, owned. Andrew Wilson lost the debate. Andrew Wilson got fucking pwned. And it's like, okay, yeah, you got your little clip, but you got obliterated for the rest of the debate. Now, this one isn't, I guess, a complete annihilation. At the beginning, like I said, it's more like a stalemate, if anything. I mean, it was kind of like a stalemate at the beginning. I think once he gets into his cross-exam, that's when it really got
if the parents
pretty bad for her.
I'm turning my son in because he's guilty.
I didn't say they turned his father report.
And I can tell you why. Well, you didn't do that.
Wait a second. Wait a second. I just want to make sure that I got this right. That's your argument to me, right?
My argument to you is what?
Your argument to me is that, hey, wait a second, Andrew. There's not enough here that convinces me, right?
Well, that's actually my rebuttal.
Yeah, she actually said I remain unconvinced, and I'm just like, what are you, Matt Dillahunty 2.0?
The quote-unquote evidence that you feel, and we heard.
Good evidence.
I just remain unconvinced. I think this is where it kind of gets a little juicy.
You have a right to sort of depose me.
I'm not deposing you. I just want to ask you something.
But she got immediately. I remember I was watching this part. I think I had gone to lunch, and it was like perfect timing. Right whenever Andrew started to get in his thing, I got to catch like a good little bit of this.
You say you're good defending your position of the overwhelming evidence.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. You take the lead. Go for it.
Yeah, so I have a bunch of questions for you. And
all right, hold on.
I want to make it super.
What did he say?
Okay, so we're officially back. Andrew, before we go into the other issues you want to talk about, is it fair to say you're good defending your position of the overwhelming evidence?
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. You take the lead. Go for it.
Yeah, so I have a bunch of questions for you, and I want to make it super painless, right? So no traps, no gotchas. I'm just going to ask them direct, and I think that as long as they're not loaded, if they're loaded, you should not respond yes or no. But as long as they're not loaded, if I just directly ask them, I'm hoping that you'll just give me a direct answer. So here's the questions that I have.
Wait, before we get into that, I would like to just reply to that. Mm-hmm. So just to be clear, we agreed to debate our claims, and then I agreed publicly that I have no issues having a conversation with you about other things that I've discussed that were outside of the court hearing and things like other evidence that's come across our lap and things that we've been speaking about. But I just do want to make it clear to viewers.
Oh, jeez. It's already squirming.
For whatever reason you think that you have a right to sort of depose me.
I'm not deposing you. I just want to ask you some questions.
But you literally said that I want to be able to question you.
Well, this is a meta conversation.
Right,
we're having
but
a meta
okay, so
debate.
now we're transcending. Like, let's use a word to use.
That's the opposite. That's the opposite, actually. You're getting.
But this is what you're doing, right?
Okay.
So this part
gosh.
Like
am I allowed to ask the questions?
I've already said you can ask questions, but I made it very clear to you.
Yeah.
Via email and with you in conversation that we should be speaking. This isn't like you get to sit.
I want to ask you some questions.
If you want to depose me, you should join Brigitte Macron's defense team. I'm just going to ask questions. Can you answer it? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't know what you're going to ask, and I'm going to answer as I see fit because I'm not.
I get it.
Yeah, okay.
I get it.
Just so we're clear.
Usually in the debate, if something's not loaded, I'm just direct.
Because you kept saying I'm Joe Rogan. They have no evidence. They have no evidence. And now you're like, let's move away from the evidence. Let's talk about transcendentals.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so direct question, super easy. Was Lance Twiggs DNA on the rifle, as far as you know?
We can't say that for certainty.
As far as you know.
I already answered that in the first part. We can't say that for certainty. I told you the context of which they spoke about those things.
So no, as far as you know.
I'm actually mad we didn't get more mispronunciations in this one too. Mispronunciations.
We can't say that for certainty.
You can say no.
Pronunciations.
We can't say that for certainty.
You can say that for certainty.
If you're
mispronunciations.
Tell me how to speak or what I'm supposed to say. You're just going to come up against the wall. I'm familiar with this debate strategy.
But I am just telling you.
Yes or no. We're not.
It's not. It's like, brother, cross-examination is literally part of a debate.
not debating anymore. We're having a conversation. So I already addressed that in the first half of this about why.
No, we're still definitely debating. This is still.
No, it's not a debate.
This is
Now
inclined
this
to
is
your,
you saying I want to probe things that sit outside of the evidence. I actually already addressed this. You asked me. You're not going to go like you're saying, and I'm on trial. I'm not on trial.
Okay, great.
So
let's
you
talk
can
about
have a conversation as we've agreed to.
Let's talk about the Foreign Legion.
Sure.
Was the Foreign Legion, do you believe, trying to kill you?
Yes, that's why I reported it to the correct officials in government. That's what I was told, and I handed over that information to Tulsi Gabbard's office.
What's your best piece of evidence for that?
Well, it was
positive evidence.
It was told to me by somebody who is high up in the French government. I passed off that information to Tulsi Gabbard's office. I also passed it off to Trump's office, Donald Trump's office. And that's all I can tell you. I wouldn't be able to probe any evidence because I don't have the power to do that. I'm not the federal government. And I would also like to say that this becomes this other piece of what you do, which is when people say, I was told this, and this is the evidence that I have, and I'm willing to have that conversation and write the email to the correct government body that deals with this. Like, I can't hack into Emmanuel Macron's bank account and say whether or not the information.
I agree.
But then you go, well, where's your evidence? It's like, well, my evidence is that I reported it. I did the right thing that you're going to do. So if somebody calls and says, hey, Andrew, there's a viable death threat against you, and that person definitively has the rank to be able to tell you this, and you say, well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to report that to the feds. Then I go, what's your evidence? It's like, well, I got the information, and I gave the information that I got from who I got it to the right body of people. And that's what I did.
Got it. I just want to make sure.
So
I'm not trying to trap you. I just want to make sure I got it clear.
And that's why I say I want to know what you're doing now, because this is all.
She's just fucking asking you a question, lady.
Always been the thing. It's like we actually can't win on the overwhelming claim, so we're just going to go and bring up everything that I think can try to embarrass her. I reported exactly as I received it. I'm not trying to embarrass
you. I just want to make sure that I get your positions clear.
I have not said. Yeah, go ahead.
And now you have stated multiple times that you believe that Israel's involved in the death of Charlie Kirk.
Can you give me?
Yes, we can pull up the clip. I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
Can I finish the sentence?
Go ahead.
Can you give me the context for what are you talking about? Like when I say, generally speaking, why people think that Israel's involved? Okay. Where's your question?
Yeah. Do you have any positive evidence whatsoever that Israel killed Charlie Kirk?
Well, I couldn't say Israel was on the ground and shot and killed Charlie Kirk. I would say that there are various things that we're trying to establish, one being a motive. And since I don't believe that Tyler Robinson and his transferee is a convincing motive because he was fired up about politics, which Lance testified that he never spoke about with him, nor do I believe that he was so into LGBTQ issues, since Lance testified they never spoke about LGBTQ issues, that he stopped and ate at Chick-fil-A, which if you are into LGBTQ issues, wouldn't be your lunch before you go kill Charlie Kirk for LGBTQ issues.
Brother. The gays do all kind. Are you kidding me?
Because
Yeah, but do you have positive evidence?
I'm answering the question as I feel like I want to answer it. Like I said, you don't get to for an hour and a half pepper.
But the question I'm asking is about positive evidence.
I'm telling you that in any case, establishing a motive and again, I already explained this at the top of the show, but the reason why people find Israel to be an interesting question is because truthfully, Charlie's perspectives were changing on Israel.
Sure.
And he was starting to realize how much pressure was being put on not just our government to constantly fight their wars, but also being put on his organization personally. If people had come out and been honest about that, rather than rabid claiming he never flinched and everybody's lying and this is not true, you would probably have people that just go, that's life. People change their opinions.
I understand.
And then there was the rabid, not even that. It's like everything was about trying to convince the public how much he liked it.
So then other than intuition, how you feel about things, do you have any evidence?
Oh my gosh, dude.
I have already said, and if you're watching my show and the
Wally.
I said, this is the general sense of why people think Israel's.
I can't watch this, dude. I can't, dude. It's so gay. She starts talking for like it just droning on. I just want to fall asleep, dude. I do. I really do.
Nobody has made the claim that Israelis. There were also, obviously
Ian
Joe
Carroll
Kent
made the claim.
Well, Joe Kent, who I think would have the right to assert it, noted that there were 12 Israeli cell phones on the ground that day. I think most people would like to probe that. Now, it could be Maybe they were students, and they were Israeli students in Utah that day. But we'd like to probe.
We'll just watch the clips, dude, because there were some good clips, I think, but I can't remember where half of this stuff was, but
because
I wanted to see if he got into the
about
Positive evidence.
conspiracy. Never have said that they
Via whom? My guess is
This is my favorite part.
I think that there's a reason Pierre knew that Charlie was dead first. I think there's a reason he was a priority. How? Why? I think France and Israel are involved in Charlie Kirk's assassination. And I'm going to put that out there with full confidence.
Okay.
I also
involvement.
I understand.
Yeah.
So you think you with full confidence you think that
Yeah, I think
that
Israel's
France
involved.
and Israel.
Yeah, I mean, the person that gave me that thing that I reported said that French Foreign Legion were on the ground that day. Again, this would be at a professional invitation for me to then go.
I think once the Candace Burke said there was your actions a few days from now revisiting will be more fair. Yeah. I mean, we already knew that Candace has a much larger audience, and a lot of these people, it's going to be like pulling a tooth. You know what I mean? At first, they're going to be like, what the fuck are you doing? And then, yeah, like you're saying, after a while, they're going to be like, oh, I see. That tooth was infected. There was a problem. I feel better now. And again, I mean, to be charitable to Candace, I mean, she did hold her own. I mean, she wasn't like a pushover, but ultimately, yeah, I mean, I think it was like a 70-30, maybe like an 80-20 overall, just because listening to Candace drone on can be so frustrating, for me anyways. And I say that as a former Candace stan. Okay, I used to watch Candace show all the time. I was a big Daily Wire. I was a Daily Wire Plus member. I would watch Ben's show. I would go watch Matt Walsh's show, and then I would watch Candace's show, and then I would like watch a little Jordan Peterson, dude, like almost every day, because I had like I was driving for Amazon for a while, and then I was I think I was driving for Amazon even then too. Yeah, I was watching. Yeah, so I was like, and then I would like DoorDash in my free time, so I was like driving constantly. Again, just gonna benefit. Yeah, and I think it's good. I think it's good that he didn't go too hard on her, because it made him seem a little more like charitable to some of these people, especially a lot of women watch Candace. You know what I mean? So you don't want to spook the horses. You know what I mean? You got to approach from the side where they can see you, you know, kind of deal. So, but anyway, so this part was kind of funny to me. I think this is my favorite part.
Okay. Liz, can you just stop? It's actually just like annoying to hear you keep saying positive evidence. I've just asked me what I think, and I just tell you, yes, I think they are involved. No, I said here's what I think.
I have every right to ask you about your claim.
Yeah, but
and if there's positive evidence
in
for
this
your
statement,
claim.
I literally just said I think, and I am allowed to think.
Yeah,
And
you're
you
allowed
keep
to.
Yeah, this was the worst part, I think, for her, because she was getting mad that Andrew was doing the same thing that she was doing to him, which was just literally, hey, give me some evidence to support your claims here. She was pressing the shit out of him at the beginning. You know, why do you believe the state narrative? Why do you believe the state narrative over this thing? Why do you tell me why you believe this? And it's like, then it's like, hey, you said this thing. You want to like provide some evidence for that? And she's like, I don't need it. You can't interrogate. You can't depose me. Big points he made about the evidence. Theorizing never lands. Playing anywhere. Gonna hold it. Yeah. Yep.
think do you
think,
have
but you're making
positive
a
evidence?
claim.
I have tons of positive evidence that I'm allowed to think.
I agree. You're allowed to
By the
think.
way, I'm in
Nobody's disputing whether or not
Yeah,
Candace
but
Owens
my
is allowed to think.
Discord
But
showing.
you
What's
have
your issue then?
positive
What is your issue with the statement?
evidence.
I think
Uh-huh.
that
I
Israel
think I put that up
is
there.
involved.
That's
I
not
do.
what. That's not just
Maybe
what you
I
said. You
did.
said
I did
that
say I
it's with full confidence.
And then I might go hang
You
out
said you had
with
full confidence.
Confluence a little
If
bit
you- if
after
said,
I
for
finish.
instance, I think I'm going
Get
to be
through a
late
couple more
to
clips.
work,
We'll see.
Right, with full confidence. I would say my evidence for that is that I'm 20 minutes away and I need to be there in 5.
Andrew,
That's how you would know whether or not you had
I'm
full
just gonna tell you
confidence.
something.
No,
My
yeah,
sis-
let me finish.
Sure.
If it was the case that I said I have full confidence I'm going to be late to work, I would say my evidence that I'm going to be is that work is 20 minutes away, right, and I have to be there in 5. So I have full confidence. That's why I would think that. So I'm asking.
Yeah, Pastor Harder with the point of the the fingerprints was supposed to mean she didn't she would have suggested new chain of custody that accuses people. Yeah, she ain't gonna do that. Yeah, it's like she wouldn't make any claims in the affirmative. She would just say like, "Well, this is weird. Well, this is weird."
Asking if you think that Israel and France were involved in the assassination of Charlie Kirk, and you say with full confidence, I'm just asking for the evidence, or at least walk me through the mindset of why it is that you can think that.
And I really liked this part because he only did a couple. I think he only plays like 3 clips or something. But she got mad about this, and I thought that was so funny, especially given her behavior with Nick. I mean, when Nick showed up not knowing, and I mean, love or hate him, like I'm not a huge Nick stan. I disagree with Nick on things. But when the way she treated Nick Fuentes was really scummy. I mean, that was just such a dick move to like bring him in there, basically not knowing anything, and then just do like the highlight reel and be like, "What do you mean by this? What do you mean? Let's look at a clip here. Let's look at a clip here. And you said this, and you said this, and then like atone for your sins." It's like so gay. So I thought it was kind of funny that he did this. I wish he honestly would have done like more of that. So what we're on it is what I just said, called out to her directly. She's yeah, because she knows they won't hold water.
I don't have to walk you through why I think. I can also that I think with full confidence. I think with full confidence that you are.
And that's the frustrating thing is like, I don't actually have to walk you through like what I think when she literally was pressing the shit out of him when it was her.
Now you're moving toward things that I have said.
When it was her.
Which I can do. I'm allowed to do that. It's not exactly pertinent to this debate.
Her cross-examination
made about Charlie Kirk's assassination. That's the complete substance of the debate.
No, actually, would you like to remind him of what our debate claims actually were?
And would you like to remind that you said I could ask you about any of these things to my heart's content?
Hey, PBD, this is when you step in, you fuck.
You not get to
Both of them are like pointing at him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm the moderator."
How I'm allowed to reply or ask me why are you allowed to?
He just ignores.
I have full confidence that.
It's kind of funny,
do not
dude.
Feel that you represented your claim well, and so now what you can.
Do we think? Question. I think I know the answer. Do we think that chair after Joe Rogan said no and Michael Knowles said no? Do we think that chair was paid for by PBD? I wouldn't put it past PBD to be like, "Hey, I'll pay for that chair. I'll pay to be a part of that. Let me put it on my channel. Let me moderate this bitch." I mean, he is that kind of guy. He's kind of a business guy. Not that there's anything even wrong with it. I'm just saying. It wouldn't surprise me if they sold that chair. Or like, "Hey, whoever the moderator is, you gotta give me some damn money because I just had to hand over." That would be kind of funny.
That's nice.
And it wouldn't surprise me.
Like a professor of
I
fallacies,
just want to know.
and to say you're not allowed to say that. You can't.
You can say whatever you want.
Well,
Nobody's disputing that. I'm asking.
Shit, a lot of people would.
I've already explained to you. I explained at the beginning of this why I think Israel is ultimately going to be proven to have involvement in this. I just explained to you in the middle, and now you're wanting me to structure the sentence or provide evidence. You don't have to. You're just allowed to think. And I've explained to you my thought process. I don't need to structure it in a sentence. If you feel like a professor today, you picked the wrong day.
Don't you think that
He is, yeah.
Evidence for why it is?
No.
I kind of like PBD. I don't like his like kind of like he's got kind of a shitty background, like a shitty come up. He's like an MLM guy, kind of like a scammer a little bit, but I mean,
Israel and France were involved in the most traumatic.
I like where he's at now.
Lifetime is.
That's why they watch my podcast.
So you're just going to drip to them? Like, here's why I
It's not
think
dripping.
that?
Every time we come across any of these discussions, they're watching this in context and they know why I'm saying it. So, for example, when you're bringing up, well, Candace, where's your evidence for France doing this? I just told you someone who was high-ranking in the French government, right?
Who's nameless?
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
But
So there's good reason to
it's not
doubt
a
this?
conspiracy, though, if I then took it to the federal government. Like, you can't just go out there making a claim to the federal government. You get in trouble for making false statements and things of that nature. So, and then you go, well, I'm going to probe that. Well, how can you probe that? This happened
I
to
can
me.
ask you, well,
This
that's
is my
not what I'm
podcast.
It's difficult to watch PVD sometimes. There are sometimes I like watching him, and I think he is like when he's like into a thing. Like honestly, when he did Andrew's interview, when he did Nick's interview, and there's a couple other people where you can tell he's like legitimately interested in the person and like trying to talk to them. Hell, even the one he did with when he had Patriot Front's guy on there. I can't remember that guy's name, but I watched that one, and I've watched a handful of his other interviews throughout the past like couple years or whatever, as he kind of like rose to prominence. But I liked when he seems interested. It's good when he's just like filling the fucking week out or filling the episodes out. It's like you can kind of tell. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I did see that I shared this earlier. I thought it was kind of funny. I don't know if it's going to be in my shit. Oh shit. It's on my page, I think. Somebody shared something about I would legitimately, dude, if you could get Nick Fuentes and Ben Shapiro to 1v1 basketball, I would pay a lot of money for that ticket, dude.
You might think about him. I'll say Nick Fuentes of all people. Okay. Whatever you might think about him, I'll say this publicly. You may see Ben Shapiro shooting hoops here.
I would do that. I'm not good. But would I be competitive in like the D-League WNBA? Maybe.
I played basketball with Stephen A. Smith here.
Okay.
Dwight Howard. And Nick Fuentes of all people.
Okay.
Nick.
I would 1v1 Adam Sosnick, and I would dominate him.
Horrible shooter. Horrible. One of the worst. So as long as you can make one basket out of
Adam wants to talk trash, dude. Let's go, dude.
Coming soon.
Let's tell Andrew, dude. Get the Crucible crew. I'll come out there. We'll get a couple other guys. We'll get a 5-on-5. The Crucible versus PBD's crew. I got you, bro. Me and Mantid cooking them up, bro.
Nick Fuentes.
I would pay a lot of money for that, though. I would definitely pay an overpriced ticket.
This is my podcast. I'm sharing my life and my experiences and what has happened to me, and you're basically coming in
Yeah.
regulate how I'm allowed to say it. If I'm allowed to regulate
anything. I'm asking very
you're
pertinent
sounding
questions.
a bit like a professor trying to regulate and say, Candace,
You sound very
can't say
defensive.
Yeah, that guy, honestly, dude, that guy too is like kind of brutal to listen to. It's like
Like you just don't want to answer questions.
I did answer your question 3
You
times. I just
literally-
didn't say it in the way that you wanted
You
me
just
to
kind
say
of
it.
obfuscate and you run away from it, but I would like for you to
Let's
actually
just go
focus
through every
on it.
clip that you guys have prepared because it's pretty. I think with full confidence, people will recognize the strategy that you're trying to employ. So let's get to the next clip you have prepared.
Sure. They can pull up whatever clips they
whatever
want.
it is.
with full confidence.
But I would still, on this point, I just want to make sure that you have full confidence that France and Israel were involved in the assassination of Charlie Kirk,
think in
and
the
you
end-
have no evidence for it at all that you'll give us.
Well, I already did tell you where it came from. Like I said, I can explain it to you. I can't understand
Did
it
that
for you.
same
So if
higher
you
up
need
tell you
if you
that
need
he was
to-
going to kill, or that France killed Charlie Kirk, or just that you were in danger?
They said that the French Foreign Legion was involved and on the ground that day. I've already said that. You just don't like hearing it.
What?
No.
And just out of curiosity,
Yes.
when you pass down that message to a Tulsi or Trump,
Tulsi's office, yes.
Tulsi's office, are you giving them who told you that, or you're just saying, here's what I heard from
And
somebody?
I have this information.
Sure.
And of course, if they wanted to open a file on it, which I thought was quite mysterious, that Trump's office never got back to us. It was kind of weird about maybe they're not the correct office to. I did receive a response from Tulsi Gabbard's office, but I don't think there was ever any investigation into what I
Got
said.
it. So the call was, hey, I've been
Emailed.
told
It's-
some. The email was, I've been told
I have
somebody.
information, yeah, that the French.
She just
Foreign Legion
thinking.
was on
She
the
just
ground
thinking a little
during
bit.
Charlie's assassination, and that I mean, it was a lot of information, but
Well,
like
you didn't give specifics who it was from.
not in the first email because I figured they would like.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So if they do
Yeah.
contact you,
100,
are you
yes.
comfortable giving 100% who it is?
I would absolutely give them as much
And
information
can I
as
ask a
possible.
question? If whoever's the U.S. government, why are you not?
Yes, it's very strange to me.
You know, so if that's the
What?
case, now
What does any of this
came back
mean?
and said we did. You know, that's their position.
did,
I'm
that's
not.
What does it all mean, Basil?
I'm glad that's the case
Yes.
because. So if they
And
do
right
ask
away in
you,
Trump's office, his like Margot got right back to me. She said it was on his desk, so he has that. There's no.
and if you do say that and
Mm-hmm.
they contact that individual, obviously you don't have to leak your sources here. Is there enough?
No, you have to
where that
leak your
person would be
sources
willing to
now.
talk to them and explain to them exactly what their sources
Yes,
are. Okay, I mean that's
it seems reasonable, and so why he's asking.
All of that whole sidebar was like, okay. Okay, and who the fuck cares?
And that is like
I'm not. Never
I
did.
think those are two different things. That's more
Two
something I
totally
asked him
different
to say,
claims.
why are they not reaching out to you?
I've asked that many times on my podcast.
What do you think about that, Andrew?
What?
See, I caught the tail end of this, and I guess I didn't hear the first part of it, and I was like, what are they even talking about? I must have missed that. But it's so much funnier now because it's like, I feel like he just wants to be like, what the fuck are we talking about? Can we get back to what we were talking
The
about?
fact that she emailed, she gave it, and nobody reached out to want to contact the source. that
probably-
It's not a podcast, it's a debate. PBD. Women thinking is a totally separate matter, and it was really bad they there to bring it up, and Andrew wouldn't have time to fully address it. Yeah,
They didn't think
yeah.
it was actionable, is my guess.
Yeah.
Even if they did think it was actionable, great. Every lead should be followed up on within the confines of what's rational and reasonable.
Is it fair to say that this is maybe a different individual because this is a person that was involved with TPUSA
Well, we
and
don't-
had a relationship with
Wait,
Charlie?
who?
No,
Who
not
the
her.
fuck
Relationship.
cares?
Like
Yeah.
this isn't just anybody. So if an average person sends it, yes.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't know who the source is. We don't know any
Well,
of
then,
this.
if you were in that department, wouldn't you want?
What are we talking about here? What is
I
happening?
guarantee they didn't look into it. How do we know? We don't
How
know.
could they
No,
if
how
they didn't
could they
come
if
get
she didn't give it
the
to them?
information, more of the information, because it
And
was a
by the way,
long file.
Yeah.
This is a separate. This
Did
has got
you send
nothing to
them
do
the
with the
guy's
debate.
name?
This is more on.
Well, I sent the email.
Thanks.
saying that- you saying like you go and you
Patrick.
report, you think they're going to come back to you and say, "Hey, what's more information? We're investigating this," and that didn't happen, and which is what I raised.
No,
I
I'm
found
asking,
that,
did you send them the
especially
source of
because
the
this was
claim?
at a time where they were saying that they wanted to explore every possible lead. I even texted Dan Bongino.
But did you-
So actually, it was three offices.
Let me ask
the
one question and then
executive
I'm gonna come to
office,
you.
Dan Bongino, and Tulsi Gabbard's office.
Okay, so a follow up to that is the following:
Mm-hmm.
if they contact you to say, is that specifically to the French government or Israel's involvement in the killing of Charlie?
That wasn't about
Those
Israel.
are two separate things.
That wasn't about Israel. It was
Okay,
they were
got it.
saying the French foreign, that person as a part of it was saying that it was the French foreign legion that was on the ground that
So
day.
I'm surprised that he called you.
Then I found
I do as well.
I need to go play basketball tomorrow, dude.
like, I mean, I've never made a report with the federal
Let me
government.
ask one question. Let me just ask one question. Let me just ask one question, and I'm going to bring it to you.
Sure.
The question is in regards to, I've not seen that clip, so I'm seeing it now. I'm full confidence. I believe that Israel French was involved. Is that also based on a source that somebody told you that Israel was
my
involved in the
God.
assassination of Charlie Kirk? Or is that a
So in terms of Israel, I mean, what I've said is
Ah.
what I've said here. I do think that at the end of this,
No comment.
we are going to find that Israel was involved. I do. Now, in terms of any of the hard evidence,
Hold on, we need a we need a intermission.
She's like Django, killing everybody in the big house and then blowing it up. Kind of what it was, because she was there. She worked there. She was probably one of the top shows.
That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for all his retarded clips.
Oh, man. I've seen this like 100 times in the past few days. She's lost it, man. She is full blown tunes. Does she even know what's going on anymore? One day it's Israel.
You get to ask those questions. What's wrong with you, Mom?
Like, what are you doing?
Get my mind to the Jew?
Okay, well, thank you.
Mile Giant said $100. Nick, I'm a new grower, but I like barrel Latinas. What should I do? Also, is there anything I can do to get my mind to the Jew?
Okay, well, thank you for the big super chat. BBL Latinas. Dude, overrated. Here's the... Listen, and I love the Latinas, but here's the problem. Everyone now knows what happens to them. Okay? We all know it. I don't even need to say it. Everyone already knows at this point. I love Latinas too. Okay? I get it. But we all know what happens on that arc. They start out fiery, busty. Okay? You know, like 10 years later, though, they're like a gordita crunch. You know,
damn.
So I would just say you got to play the long game on that one. That's all I'm going to say. All I'm going to say is you got to play the long game on that one. You know, you meet them, and they're foxy, and they're busty, and they're electric. But, you know, then 15 years later, they're making tortillas, and they're, you know, cheesy gordita crunched up. Could you imagine like a Latina wife? I fucking love Mexican food. Honestly, do you see these
gordita crunched up?
Immigrant Mexicans at work and they're showing off their lunches?
Hey.
The white guy's there and he's like, I got a ham sandwich.
Nah, not me, not this one, dude. Hey,
I got pozole.
I got the good shit, bro.
I got marinated pork.
I can compete, bro. Me and the other Mexicans.
They're making tortillas homemade. I love homemade tortillas.
I got you, bro.
Honestly, maybe I'll return to tradition. Maybe that's in the cards for me. I don't love the idea, but the more that I'm hungry right now, the more that
I'm hungry right now.
I could get an Italian wife.
Italian, dude.
I get a Mexican wife, but who will make the tortillas? It's a tough choice, guys. Tough choice.
I'm going Italian. If it's all about the food, I'm sorry, bro. Nah, but I'm going Italian all day, dude. It's not even. It's no question. It's no question. It's not tough. It's not tough. I love Mexican food. No, I love Mexican food, but it's 100% Italian food. If it's between Italian food and Mexican food, not a chance.
$50. Hey, Nick.
Then Candace Owens is making Ethiopian food. She's making fufu. Nom, nom, nom. You know, or I marry some black chick and make an Ethiopian African food we eat with our hands.
Oh no!
Whole hand in the mouth as we eat sticky rice food with our hands. I don't know. It's a tough choice. The sauce, the tortilla, or the fufu. She could making me. She could make me some fried chicken. Yo, it's one of my favorite foods. Honestly, the thought of Candace Owens eating like a drumstick, I'm not gonna lie, it does something to me.
Bro, what the fuck?
Like a bucket of fried chicken, it's like that's the way to my heart, man. A bucket. What is better? And it has to be a bucket. What is better than a true bucket of fried chicken? I kind of want to get more fried chicken like right now and put it in a bucket. But why is the thought of her with like a...
This dude is a menace, man. Holy shit. Wait, what is this? I feel like I just spam like this. Did I watch this?
All of us truth seekers, all of the rational.
Oh, never mind. I didn't watch it.
Watch the clip.
Cold Beats said $20. Candy shared your Django Blaze in her latest episode. The chemistry between you two is something.
I saw that. Yeah, she watched the clip. Yeah, she's still watching the clips. Old Candace Owens. Ah, yes. So, there's a chance. She's watching the clips. She watched a clip on her show. She was smiling. She was cheesing. She thought it was funny.
Fucking idiot, dude.
Much. It's a thin line. That's what my... That's the great song. It's a thin line between love and hate. My grandma always used to say, the opposite of love is not hatred, it's indifference. So why do me and Candace not get along? It's because, you know, it's so wrong, but it feels so right. There's so much tension. And maybe she couldn't handle that. You know? You want a little half and half. You know? She wanted some sugar. She wanted a little half and half and some sugar in that black coffee. And, you know, love makes people do crazy things, right? But I don't know. I think that one day me and Candace are going to look back on this and we're going to laugh. One day me and Candace Owens, we're going to be driving, listening, yay. She's going to be loving my hip-hop development. I'm going to say, yes, I love this. I'm going to say, and we're going to be rapping every word.
Holy shit, I forgot about...
Rapping every word tonight.
Forgot about the... I'm loving your hip-hop development.
And then we're going to see a Popeyes on the side of the road, and we're going to look at each other. We're going to exchange a knowing glance. Like with Catboy Cammy, I'm going to be like... And then we're gonna
fucking idiot, bro. Holy shit.
Candace is correct about Brigitte Macron. Would you sit down with Candace and have some ribs? The ribs are on me. Here is $60.
If she is somehow proven right, I would forgive her. If she is somehow proven right, I would forgive her for all of her transgressions against me if she apologized. And yeah, I would eat ribs with her. I would forgive her, and I would eat ribs. I would forgive her for all of her. She's treated me horribly. She's been an awful human being. And just in general, she looks like a terrible human being. But yeah, if she apologized, I would forgive her, and I would eat ribs with her. Absolutely.
I would eat ribs with her.
Cornbread, bring it on. Cornbread, collard greens, ribs. Absolutely. Absolutely. I would forgive her, and I would break cornbread with her. 100%. The ribs are on me. I would absolutely do it, and I'd pay for them. I wouldn't let her use her EBT card. I would say,
okay,
you save that EBT for your kids. You save it for your children. I will buy the ribs. It's on me. Don't even worry about it. I know you got to bring it home. I'm gonna go into some restaurant and I'm gonna say, hey, can I get a plate of ribs? Can I get 300 more of these? And they'll say, oh, what is it for? I'll say, it's for this woman that just lost a $500 million defamation suit. And they're going to say, you know what? It's on the house. I'm going to come. I'm going to be filming a TikTok. Hey, can I get 500 more plates of ribs?
Fuck,
500
dude.
ribs. What are you throwing a party? No, I'm trying to help out this woman that lost a $400 million defamation suit against Emmanuel Macron. They're going
fucking idiots. All right, let's see what the people have to say, dude. Let's see. Steven Crowder agrees with Nick Fuentes on the Candace Owens debate.
All right, real quick, they did just send in a tweet from Nick Fuentes, if we want to read that.
Okay.
If you can't, it says that debate was basically unwatchable. But what is truly striking is how Charlie Kirk has become a background character in the endless soap opera about his own murder. The story now revolves around the raging narcissist Candace Owens and the mass psychosis she has induced.
Yeah. You know, I think that's a valid I think that's a valid point. We also have a
Yeah, you know what? That's what I was saying earlier, dog. Wait. Never mind. That's not quite what I was saying. And I already saw that, I guess.
Tweet from Nick Fuentes, if we want to read, if you can't. What is truly the story now revolves around the raging narcissist Candace Owens.
I think that's a valid point. We also had a conversation today, like, well, you know, how somber should this tone be because of the guy who was assassinated? And it's like, well, that's not in our control because Candace has turned it into a circus, and the only way to deal with a circus is.
With a pet adoption place who gave away the cat, there's probably Israeli feds left and all that. So, listen, dude, send your gifts, send, go, dude. I mean, it probably is Israel. Have you checked the flight logs? Did you see Egyptian planes anywhere in the vicinity?
Is to
you never know.
So yeah, I think Nick makes a good point there.
How can you ever know?
Them on everything, but credit where it's due. Next chat.
Next chat. Yeah, this was pretty good too.
I want to just directly ask you.
I think I did see this part.
Do you actually believe that anybody in TPUSA or Erica Kirk or Erica actually participated, had foreknowledge of, or facilitated the murder of Charlie Kirk?
I'm not going to get
the fucking cat,
into
dude.
a legal pickle here.
Oh my
Everything
God!
I said is on my podcast. I think
hey, if you're out there saying it's clear Erica or TPUSA did it, guess what?
If I
Candace won't say it.
I would seat them all.
So either she doesn't know or she's a coward, and you need a better champion.
And that's what I'm saying, brother. Listen, dude, I would take Alex Jones as my champion for the questionable things involving the assassination of Charlie Kirk all day over Candace, and I have no idea what Alex even thinks. I don't even know what he actually believes. I know he kind of sided with, he thinks that Candace won, but I don't know if that's his actual prerogative or not. I think I think Alex Jones clearly has leaned more into like the questioning, being skeptical of Israel lately, but I think he's only doing that because Nick Fuentes is huge and there's like a huge, kind of falling out with Israel to some degree. Yeah, and that's the other thing. Alex Jones would fucking stand on business. Alex Jones will go to prison. Alex Jones will get sued fucking $1.2 trillion or however much the machine wanted to get him for. Oh no, here we go.
The next day. And even though there's overwhelming, I told you it's not vibes. It was more than vibes. It was a feeling I had. I had a dream that carried over to the next day. And even though there's extremely overwhelming evidence that Tyler Robinson did kill Charlie Kirk, I still don't think he did because I just feel didn't. Because one of my followers said they saw something on TikTok. So whatever. I think Israel did it. So that's what. And you can't tell me how to think because that's not what this is about. I'm thinking the way I want to think, and you can't tell me how to think. So
Dude, it's like one of those ads that you get on fucking YouTube, dude. Holy smokes.
For all of her claims of Patsy, nothing. She didn't have a single claim. She didn't have a single solid piece of evidence. She had no positive evidence.
Oh, this was funny. I saw the text, but I was like, I must have missed this, dude.
Erica, so listen, that's my opinion. When you tweeted Erica's too retarded to kill her husband, would you like to explain how you developed your evidence, your positive evidence for the fact that Erica was retarded?
Yeah, sure. So I just think all women are retarded.
Oh, so you're allowed. What dramatically transformed going to the headquarters? You don't think calling somebody retarded?
No, come on. That's like normal tongue-in-cheek stuff for me online.
Oh, you're being tongue-in-cheek?
Usually when I call someone retarded, I'm being tongue-in-cheek, yeah.
Andrew's called me retarded several times. That's what's so fun. It's like, dude, she's doing the like woke gotcha. Like, nobody fucking cares. Like, the people on the right shouldn't care about this, and especially the women shouldn't either. I mean, I get if he was like more, if it was more than that, sure, maybe you could, but well, yeah, that's funny. She's too retarded to conspire to kill her husband. That's funny. Even if you wanted to take it that way, you would still have to concede that that's funny.
Erica, so listen, that's my opinion. When you tweeted Erica's too retarded to kill her husband.
I didn't even see this. Did I see this? Maybe I liked it and oh my gosh, that's so funny, dude. Why can I not find that? I know he's got to have that on there. I know he didn't delete it. Did he delete it? Nah. She kind of gay, bro. All right, whatever. I can't find it right now. Let's see some Mo. Candace Owens spoke. By far, dude, you know what? I'm glad somebody did this because I was curious. I was like, from everything I've seen, it seems like she's speaking double whatever he's speaking. Now, they're doing number of words spoken. I want to see time. Yeah, that's what I want to see. 33% to 59%. Double the speaking time. I knew that was the case. Patrick Bet David. 13 minutes, dude. He was just chilling, bro. He was just getting paid, son. Or he was paying. I don't know. Whatever, however that worked out. He probably paid. She's looking at facts right there. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's fair.
Well, I think that.
Oh yeah, I didn't see her closing.
Somewhere, maybe we stalemated. It probably signifies what I've been saying from the beginning, that you didn't feel that you were strong on the actual facts and the evidence, which I was willing to engage with you. I wanted to go over the screwdriver. I wanted to go over the towel and the things that you've mentioned, and you wanted to then.
It was your time. So you're saying you couldn't control your opponent there during your cross exam?
And I have not edited that opinion after discussing with you. I would like to extend.
I just can't listen to her, dude. I'm sorry, dude. I'm not sorry. Oh no.
And it's been
buried.
There we go. There he is, Mr. Wilson. I'm sure you're tired. Thank you for taking the time,
What
sir.
up, Steven? How you guys doing?
Well, we're doing pretty well.
Yeah, of course.
We have the drinking game going, and it's been tough. I'm not gonna lie to you. What are your thoughts? I'm surprised you didn't stay by to have drinks with her and her.
BET David is crazy.
So, since you're leaving the homestead, you're just heading right back. You're leaving.
No. We're staying another night. The debate goals, every single one of them was accomplished. So it was, we knew going in it would be Operation Let Her Speak, and we knew that she'd contradict herself, and we knew that she would have zero evidence. And all of that was accomplished.
Yeah, well,
I wish we could have gotten into a lot more of it, but it was very obvious to everybody there that if she was getting pushed any harder than she was, that she was going to just we weren't going to get anywhere.
I kind of had a feeling when he started doing the clipping and showing the clips of her, I legitimately was like, I don't know how much longer this is gonna last, dude. She's gonna leave. She's gonna be like, get the fuck out of my house.
One criticism that I would have, and I know, you'll say I'm a dick and I'll say you're a dick, is at the end I would have rapid fired like, okay, how about the Mormon communists training him? But it seemed like, and I've had to do this with some conversations or debates, you guys were concerned that she might just throw the table over if you went a little too aggressively.
Right. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
So the major points of contention that we got was that she had no evidence whatsoever. And all the claims that she had made about Erica Kirk at TPUSA were basically tongue-in-cheek, according to her. She doesn't even mean them. She has no evidence for her steakhouse, no evidence for her timeline, no evidence that there's a patsy whatsoever. And all of her claims that she made were basically, we were just funning.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you probably didn't see, because, by the way, I hate to tell you this, but we had to use Candace's stream from YouTube because yours was like 20 seconds later and people were complaining.
No problem.
But we've been sending people to the Give, Send, Go. And, by the way, also we have Jesse's going to be fired because our YouTube doesn't have premium, so there were ads running. So someone's going to be fired. That makes you feel good because you're,
Good. Somebody should be.
Brothers in cruelty.
Yes, 100%. I'm going to fire somebody, too, just because you are.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we'll do.
Nice.
Your guy and you fire my guy just because we throw them for a loop. Let me ask.
Mystery, you're fired.
I
did it first. You're done.
You can't fire Gerald though because he's so big and athletic and it's intimidating. One quick question.
Gerald's a big guy. I met Gerald's like 2 inches taller than me.
FKU because she has a full stylist and makeup crew.
They
give you makeup
crazy.
And no. You looked a little bit.
I would have refused.
You looked a little bit shiny. You looked a little shiny. You looked a little shiny.
Yeah, it looked a little shiny. It happens. But yeah, I mean, look.
Does she have Hakeem Olajuwon hands in real life?
What the hell is that?
The basketball player.
Large hands.
Yeah. No, she doesn't.
Okay, all right. Go ahead with your valid point. I'm being childish. No, go ahead with your valid point. I was just being childish and stupid because we've had the drinking game. Please. Give it to me.
The thing is like, we knew that we were probably only going to get 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Of actual runtime. We knew that was all we were going to get. That's why I moved very quickly. Like, hey, you can interrogate my claims as much as you want for the hour and a half, but I was very adamant that we got the last hour and a half of actual runtime so that I could get into her claims. So
that's kind of how it felt. It went to. It felt like
from their end, they think
it felt like a stalemate. Like not really getting anywhere, stuck in the mud for the first like hour and a half, and then the last part was like, okay, now we're finally getting somewhere. So
like 5 hours, but with all that,
and that's what's funny too. It's like you could even tell because she was able to get that clip off, like during his. It's like you're taking more chances. Like you're actually crossing it. You're like trying. You're like going for it. It's like I don't know how to explain. It's like when you have a good run on somebody, like when you're playing a game or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you may die a couple times, but it's like you're taking chances. You're getting out there. You're like trying shit. Like when I play fucking Rocket League or something, and I'm like, when I play 1v1s, it's so. I'm like, I'll be super aggressive on the other side. And I'll give up like 3 goals because I'm actually trying shit. But when they get the ball, they'll be like passive, sitting in the corner, trying to like defend, trying to like wait it out, see if I'm going to miss a goal. That's kind of how it seemed the tactic was going. It's like she was just focused on ball possession when it was her turn for the hour and a half, and Andrew was like, "I'm trying to score some fucking goals here, dude. Like, and if I give a goal up here, it's fine." Because I'm about to dunk on you. So I think his part for him went better. I think the hour and a half was a stalemate at best for both of them. Actually, I mean, I'm biased, but I'm going to say Andrew did better on both parts. But, for both audiences, I think are going to feel that way from the beginning. Trying to be objective from purely like a debate perspective, I would say stalemate for the first half, Andrew definitely took the second half. So, and then she managed to get like that one clip, and that's going to be the only thing that they spam for the next, month or whatever it is.
And everything else. It was actually only like 3.5.
Oh, shut the fuck up. They didn't have ads. They just had "We're coming back." And we actually had ads. We actually had commercials. She just wants the money, and she doesn't even put ads in there. I wanted to ask you two things. So, one, and this is actually important. We all know that there are people who will agree with you. And by the way, PBD's crowd mostly thought you won. We'll bring up our own poll. But you know that there are people who will already agree with you no matter what, people who will agree with her no matter what. Then there are some who have ears to hear, eyes to see. How do you think that
I try to be both.
Needle will be moved from today?
I think it's.
I think.
Okay.
So now
That was you, Wally, that said that. Yeah, I think it'll be what you said. I think
for the evidence
at the beginning.
I think that more of them will.
For now, everyone's going to be galvanized in their position. Everyone's going to be like, keeping on saying that Candace won, but eventually, after it settles a little bit, they're going to be like, actually, you know what? Let me see. Somebody was saying this guy changed his mind like about the debate and was tweeting about it. Let me see what he was saying. I don't think. I think I was pissed. I think what was pissed. I think what pissed people off was today by the Candace Owens version. The Candace really wasn't destroying. I don't know about refute every single point, but somebody made it seem like he changed his mind over, like from the beginning to the end of the debate. So you mentioned this guy. Yeah, I don't think he did. I will say, yeah, that is kind of crazy. Running ads during the debate that you've already got 300,000 for is crazy work. That is giga farming, dude. This is the one we watched earlier?
They found. So what the F is that performance? How could you sit up there and say, yes, I 100% believe Tyler Robinson did it. That right there is why it is impossible for me to think that Erica Kirk is not complicit somehow. Because what?
Oh, yeah, that was the one we watched already. I said that, Germaldus. I said that already, you fuck. Let's see. I think, I think Twitter is the place where more people should be on Candace's side, if anything. Lots of, anti-Israel sentiment, anti-Zionist sentiment, lots of Jewsbergen on Twitter. But it seems like everything that I'm seeing is saying that they think Andrew won.
And I'm curious what your thoughts are. So let me know in the comments. Who do you think won the debate? I'm going to try to be relatively impartial. You guys know that
The
way I
cocketing.
feel about the evidence and who's responsible for this.
Nope, I have no idea.
But I just want to break down the debate in and of itself. From what I could tell, there are some positives. Both people had a couple of good moments. It was contentious at times. I think Andrew Wilson expertly waited until after intermission to spring as many questions. Because what I really wanted out of this debate was like, hey, you've made A, B, C, D, and E claims. Prove it. That's all I wanted out of this debate. You think a foreign country did it? What evidence do you have? You think he's a patsy? What evidence do you have? You think France was behind it? What evidence do you have? You think Erica Kirk was behind it? What evidence do you have? And predictably, she had none. I'm sorry if you're a fan of Candace Owens and you're just trying to get a recap, you see this video and search results, probably a rough day for you. Her entire defense and backing was either anonymous sources or bias.
Actually kind of surprised. According, I don't know, he can be a little wishy-washy. He doesn't necessarily always take like he can go with the wind sometimes. So kids on the wrong lane, on the way. Interesting. What is this page? Oh, who the fuck are these people?
Chinese are buying up farmland around our military bases. Oh, yeah. All right. Well, a Chinese guy, a very wealthy one, just bought an historic building 650 feet from the White House. And his name is Philip Kui. I think you pronounce it. I don't really know. I'm making that up as I go. But here's the fun part about Philip. He's not only is he a communist, not only does he say communism is like a stern but fair parent, he also happens to be one of China's best snipers.
What the fuck is this?
50-foot shot is nothing for even a marksman. Now, one of China's best snipers has a home, a building, 650 feet from the White House. How this was allowed to happen, I don't know. This is insane. Look, this is my shooting hand, and I can hit 650 feet. I drink. I can hit somebody 650.
Dude, I fucking hate boomers so fucking much, dude. I know that guy's not a boomer, but I'm like, that is the fucking slop that's made for boomers. And these guys, honestly, it was like, kind of like right, but it was just like this style. It's just like Fox News style. Like, I don't know, dude. I'm just too, like, black-pilled, I think. I don't know. It's me. I think it's just me.
Right, so...
Oh, yeah, that was funny. As soon as he's like, hey, I'm just going to ask you some yes or no questions, it was like, whoa, hold on. Let's see. Dang, Patrick Bet-David is tall.
How you know it.
Russian hacker sent 30 David Boyle with the so few people have even noticed how she's intertwined her Brigitte Macron conspiracy into a Charlie Kirk conspiracy. He and Venslav Carroll conveniently leaves that part out because even he knows it's bad shit.
Yeah, well, and here's the best part. Here's how you know it's insane. I saw Tucker Carlson's brother, Buckley. Today, he said on Twitter, he goes, well, Candace doesn't always get it right, but when she doesn't get it right, it's because she's being fed bad information by state-level actors. Okay? So Candace is always right. If she gets something wrong, it's because that's the conspiracy too.
Oh, yeah, I think I've seen that clip before. It's all so tiresome. That was true. I said that too. Immediately following the opening with, did you get that out of your system? Oh, his foot was shaking. That means he lost. This is high tier. High quality stuff from Sophia. Is this even somebody that's in the it's in the United Kingdom? It's probably some fucking brown retard. Yeah, the Washington Times is already on it. All these, yeah, I was gonna say all these major outlets are gonna be like, hey, look, that's me. Well, I think that's about it. I can't really watch any more of this. I might go, let's see, old Confluence was streaming before. Let's see, who do we have here? Damn, I guess he stopped. I thought he was doing like a panel. All right. Well, I think I'm going to call it. I appreciate you guys that came through and everybody was hanging out. Wally, John, and everybody else. Kyle, Grumple, Stiltskin, Jez, all you guys. Appreciate you coming by. Appreciate you hanging out. It is almost 1 o'clock. I'm going to go to bed because I need to go like work out tomorrow. I'm going to like go to the park, play some fucking basketball or something. All this shit pisses me off. You know what I mean? So, and then I got some TikToks I got to make tomorrow. I got some shit I want to respond to that I've been meaning to make some content. And then I might try to clip up some of my old stuff. So finally start getting some clips out there for my other stuff. That's my problem. I don't have time. Just busy. We got the family. We got church. We got the choir. We got the shop. We got basketball. We got life happening. It's great. It's a great day to be a Wolverine. But I'm going to go to bed now.